Sorry.
Zimefika.
Haya, then
Enhance. Huh? Should be here. That pen.
yes, can use this. Then let's write this first. There's another O. That's my name. Yes. Finally. Did I just throw it away?
You did.
Yeah. I just deleted it. I swear I just deleted it.
Okay.
It's not supposed to go beyond the. Where did you put it? From? Here.
Yeah. The pen.
Guys, give me a minute.
Stickers.
We are putting the number.
There.
We're putting a phone number here. So, delete this first and then.
We learn on the Zoom.
You're laughing at me for this, actually. Just a second, guys. We're putting this number here. We start this.
Let me just tune in so that I can read the comments from.
Yeah.
From here because I come back.
3183. Okay, 388. Thank you. Oh, the point is, it's not supposed to go beyond. This.
That car line. Oh, yeah, now it makes sense.
That's why. And now you put it there. Okay, I know where to put it. What is this here? Yeah, when it goes there, you delete it. Move closer to the screen, you see? It's good.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. We were putting the number there on the screen. Can you see the number? Can you see it? The young skate. Kuna mtu akwambia unakapa.
Oh, asante. Thanks.
It's there. Then we are good to go.
It's easier to read comments.
Yes. So, good evening. Welcome to our live. We've never done a live together. Ever. Yeah. You can hear us clearly. Yeah, done. Tumeanza kusimp. Kabisa, we're going to simp until we are 100 years old. Together. So, we won't do a Q&A. So, questions and answers. We have a few questions here that some people gave us. And it's about men and women and also dating. Yeah. So I'm going to let her read some of these questions. Then how we're going to do this is any question pertaining to ladies, you answer it.
Okay.
Any question pertaining to men, I can answer. But if it's a question that's what do you call it? A question that involves both genders, anybody can answer. If you have any question, you can pose it there. My number is on the screen. For those of you who have been asking for my number, that's where it is. If you're looking for some books, we have some books here we'll show you later. But let's start so that we kick in. We're starting with what, dating or men and women?
Dating psychology. So the first question is, why do people lose interest once they get what they wanted?
Interesting question. So first, the understanding of what people want, if I take it in terms of the relationship, people don't love you, they love how you make them feel. They love how you make them feel.
Okay.
So once they get to a point where, like for example, in a relationship, I don't most people don't love you, they love how you're making them feel.
Yeah.
If it gets to a point where it's the same and it's a constant, people get bored because they are used to it, because it has created a pattern and now they know how that feels. They're looking for something new, and it goes across board, whether it's for men or women. So it's more of looking for new experiences than anything else. Yeah,
So it's basically complacency.
to some extent, yes.
Okay. I also think is I don't know if it's right to say you get to a point of taking somebody for granted in terms of you just expect they'll always be there. You expect availability, presence, attention, e- even if you're not doing much to deserve that. So eventually you drop it.
Yeah. Think of it in this sense. Have you ever looked at, like now, our baby? If you look at when he's watching Miss Rachel, by the way, amazing woman, when he's watching Miss Rachel, there's a point he just starts shouting for no reason. He's bored with watching Miss Rachel. He wants to do something else. It doesn't mean he now hates or dislikes Miss Rachel, but his mind has been used to now watching that, and it needs something else. But that doesn't mean now I dislike this woman, I dislike this Miss Rachel, I dislike you, she dislikes you if you're a guy. It just means I need something new because I'm getting bored. Yeah.
Okay, I don't I don't understand. I don't understand that. Okay, meanwhile, if you guys have questions, last time live ikian kulikuwa na a lot of pending questions.
Yeah.
Then we just did not write them down. But if you have questions that you intend to ask, then you're not able to consult, because we see a lot of those. Can I consult with you? Then you're not able to. You can ask here. Then we discuss together. The next question was.
Hi, James. Save that number. We have an offer for you for this week. As she's asking the question, yeah. So what we're going to do, we're going to pick a number of people that we're going to give sessions for just 1,000 only, just for this week. And we agreed we're going to do for only 10 people first. Okay? We'll get into some more details later. Let's first deal with these questions.
There's a question here. What's the meaning of a man who ghosts you after the first date and returns after 3 weeks?
Direct answer is if somebody really wants you, they'll give you time. If they are really for you, they'll actually give time. Because if I take this for example, by the mere fact that we are together, it's because I want to be there. If she doesn't want to be here, she would not be there. So by them disappearing even for 2 days, let alone the 3 weeks you're talking about, just to even a whole day, 24 hours without talking to somebody, that's somebody with no interest when it comes to you. Plain and simple. Yeah, Karen is telling you akutaki. It's true. And don't live on hope that when they come back, maybe there was something going on. Because I've seen when we're coaching most people, when this happens to them, they get to a point where the person has disappeared and then has come back, but because they are lonely and they are bored, and this person is giving them attention, and they had a slight connection when they started talking, they let them back in with the hope of this can metamorphosize to something new or something else. And then it doesn't. Then they end up coming to me, those research sessions. Joel, I've been dating this guy for a whole year. Sometimes he disappears on Friday and comes back on Sunday like Jesus, and I don't know what to do. In the beginning, you saw that. Now it's a whole year in. You've invested your time, your love, your care into this guy, and he's still doing it the same way, but now it's become worse.
I think what I'd say is, things don't go wrong, they start wrong. If you entertain such a person, there's a tendency of them doing. Hi, Keith. It's really nice to see you.
Oh, nice, bro.
It's really nice to see you here. I think thing is, when you entertain that type of a person back into your life, you are teaching them something that you can always go and come back, and I'll always take you in. So you need to set boundaries. And sometimes when you set boundaries, you need to be very firm on you need to be okay, you need to be very firm on your boundaries without particularly having to repeat yourself. Your no needs to be a no without having to defend it. If something feels off from the onset, believe it. There's something about your inner instinct, and especially as a woman, that always tells you something is amiss. If they You see, if somebody likes you, like for example, when we started seeing each other, there was there was no way, there was no kuteremka na kupanda. It was a consistent mbio kwa mbio. Like every time you want to speak to this person, because they kind of excite you, they kind of light something in you, but you could disappear on and off. It shows either ulikuwa convenient for that particular time ya date, or right now anakutafuta for convenience. Maybe whatever it is ana deal nayo with regards to a relationship with somebody else, inaenda on and off, so anatafuta backup plan with you. So you should not allow that. Just set your boundaries straight and cut them off. Somebody has said love does not exist. I think love exists, even it's not enough. Love in itself is not enough. And once you stay in a relationship, you get to realize that it takes a lot to make it work. There are times mtu anakubore continuously, unasikia anakuirritate, anakuagitate, but you see now it's friendship that keeps it, that brings it back, because love inachokesha at some point.
Let me put that in 3 ways. Because when you look at the definition of love itself, there is no definite definition of love. That's why we term love depending on the person that is giving it. For example, a mother to a child, it's unconditional love. For example, the version of God to humans, it's unconditional.
Yeah.
But when it comes to relationships between two people that have met, you see, when it comes to two people who've just met and decided to fall in love together, this is the only person in your life that you decide to pick. You're born into your family, into the mother that you have and the father that you have. But this person that you pick, like us now, I made a conscious decision to pick you. So I don't love you on condition that this and that has to happen, this and that has to happen.
Yeah.
I picked that because there is something that I notice you do for me internally.
Okay.
By being with you, I term it as love.
Okay.
So as long as that thing is still there, I can say I love you. So it's on a condition. It's not like a mother for that particular point. But now, the reason why somebody here would say love does not exist is because they're looking at that particular way of love just by that condition. That whenever they think of love, they think of conditions that I give you this, you give me that. I give you that, you give me this. Those are just conditions. So if they are not there, The unconditional love, like your mother's love, is not it's not present in that relationship. That is why somebody will sit there and say, there is no such thing as love, because if they don't give whatever they offer, there's no love.
But I think love is transactional.
Not in all
Not
sense.
not in money terms, in monetary terms, but it's generally transactional because there's always giving from both parties for it to work. It only dies when one party stops giving and the other party feels like either I'm overgiving or I'm the only one just giving.
Yeah, the context of you're offering something and I'm offering something in return.
Yeah.
So if it's not in the absence of that, there is no love.
Yeah.
That's why somebody would sit and say love does not exist, because they think love is the giving. That if you're a man and you're offering money, there is love. If there is no money, there is no love. That is not love in itself from the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a condition. I'm giving you. It's like having a business transaction. If I bring you this product, you'll pay me this money. If I don't bring you this product, there is no money. That is not love. That's a transaction in itself.
Put it convenience, give and take.
Yes.
I want kids, you want security. Yeah. Actually, women are in women are
I love
always
what
that.
Kid is saying. Love is sacrifice. You see, your mother sacrifices herself, her time, her care, her money, her words, her peace of mind to care for you. And that is why a mother will even call you when you're 40 years old, my child. Because to her, she'll sell her own house, her own property to just still take care of you.
Yeah.
There is no condition. She's sacrificing her entire self. The minute you put a condition on it, that is not love. Just forget about it.
This one says, we put it in convenience. I want kids, you want security. Do you think men are in relationships because they want kids?
Put it in the comments to either confirm or deny what I'm about to say. There is this term being thrown around this modern day of high value men. The first thing a high value man wants from a woman is a child.
Water.
Why? Because in my sense, I want my genes, I want my family to move to the next generation with whatever it is I'm creating. So I'll pick a woman who I can tell this woman has a capacity to care for my offspring. When you put it in that context, yes, men want kids. Men when they get a woman to marry, they want kids. If you cannot provide the kids, 99% of these men will look for another person. The very few who will wait. And I have experience with an uncle who stayed, I think, before he got Joy. The daughter is called Joy. They went for 11 years. They live in Embu. 11 years. So him is the 1% I'm talking about who will wait. But you can see it in his eyes when we go for get-togethers. This man still wants a kid. You can see the difference now that he has a kid compared to before. He even treats the wife now compared to before. That's so men do want kids. By that security. Now, for the version of the women, what the person was saying here about the women, security-wise for women, money is there because money gives you security. Money gives you peace of mind because when you know that your bills are taken care of, your hair, your nails and all that, the baby's bills are taken care of, there's a sense of peace that comes with that for a woman. For the man, there's a peace that I'm able to do that. Okay? So for the security part, there's a lot of things that come together to give you that peace of mind to say that this is my man. But you say this is my man because there's something he provides to make you feel secure. And one of those things is
financial.
One of them.
Yeah, one of them.
Yes.
Because security is wide. It's emotional, it's psychological, it's mental.
Yes.
Yeah, because you might have a partner you're not comfortable enough to share your darkest mental situations, then now you're not safe enough to be woman enough around.
I have to add this here before we move on to the next question. Even as all this is happening, do not forget that in the absence of one of, if you're in a relationship here, in the absence of one of these things happening for each other, me giving you security and you giving me that peace of mind by your presence, by your beauty, by your care, by your words, especially women, by your words, there are times when this generation of talking about 50-50 or 60-20 or I don't know what, that cannot exist in a safe marriage. There is no way. In business, we say you can measure business because it's a game of numbers. I can confirm we've sold, let's say we are selling phones and I have 100 pieces. I can confirm out of the 100 pieces, we sold 20 today and this is the amount. Plain and simple. But in marriage, sometimes I'm not feeling okay. I can't give you that. That week, business was not good. There's a bill I can't pay. You chip in. There's a day where you are not feeling okay. Your mind is all over the place. I need to come in and be the one to now give you a level of some sense of peace of mind. So there is, when it comes to that in marriage, 50-50s and all those things, they keep them out the door. And if it ever shows up, get ready to leave. That is the direction you are going. Yeah? Jockey, or Arsenal? Yeah, Arsenal people you are celebrating, yeah?
We are 181 people, so I think instead of us discussing these questions, Hapa, you can post your questions, then we discuss the ones that you're open to talk about here. And if you want a private session, you can inbox directly and book a coaching session with the middles. Meanwhile, Taji Luxury Events, she's my sister. That's my elder sister. Champions.
As we wait for questions,
Kikombe tulichukua.
Watu Arsenal. And tell us where you're listening from. Which country are you in? Yeah. Carol, hi. Thank you. Hi. Next question. As we wait for their questions. Hey, macho niko nayo. Look at this. Yeah.
Thank you. One thing I just wished to discuss with anyone who is in the, because you see every day we bash relationships on social media because of personal reasons and projections or whatever has happened to you personally, right? Then we come here and vent. But one thing I wanted to say is sometimes things go wrong because of misalignment in a relationship. Before, say for example, before I met Joel, I was a workout girly throughout. That was just for me. I like to keep fit and, coach women how to become their best selves, tuck your tummy, glow, take care of yourself and those kinds of stuff. So little did I know I was shaping myself to become a better person so that by the time I'm meeting you, I am this kind of person. Because if you want to attract, for example, I hear when we were younger, we used to say, I want a tall, dark, handsome guy. Wewe ni type ya huyo, tall, dark and handsome. You need to align yourself to be able to attract.
That's Rose from my home place.
Yeah, so you need to align to be able to attract. Once you are aligned, it's easier for you to, it's nika uko kwa track. Like for example, if I want to go to Tao, niende kwa highway, ningoje matatu huko. Haitanipata huko. So, and it starts with everything you. If it's branding, like me coach branding, you watch what you consume, because what you garbage in, garbage out. Then now you take care of yourself with regards presentability. You watch what you consume, what you allow into your mental space. You take care of your spiritual self, so that if you're looking for somebody to date, you can attract somebody you are in the same level. Because see, people meet people who they are in the same level of healing. So if you're broken, you're most likely to still attract another broken person until you fix that. And I think Thank you so much, Helena. Hi. So I think it's important to align, and sometimes ladies don't understand what that means. If you're looking for a 10 over 10, I see a lot of girls, may their soul rest in peace, wenye wanarushwa hata Kilimani kwa madirisha. You are looking for somebody mwenye ako maybe ako na hizo shillings, a lot of money, well established, put together, has his things going on. But are you his type? Because you see, beauty can get you access to someone, but it takes intelligence to keep the conversations. It takes your character to be able to sustain a relationship. It takes a teachable spirit. It takes humility, it takes kindness, it takes patience. Heck, do you know there are a lot of times when you get on my nerves, but I give grace, and then I just realize, you know what? When I fell in love with you, it is not just your face, it is the character, it is the attitude, it's the intentionality, it's a lot of things. So I think my page is the image consultant. So it takes a lot to make it work. So once, I think it's your alignment, and then now you need to really check what you consume, because squeezy red pill is serious. Like just the next minute tumegombana, I'm here, niko live, and I'm telling you, tap guys, nataka munitafutie pesa ya lawyer because I need to make sure you are going to hell. So yes. Yeah, so people are really projecting, and if you're not able to see that, maze unaweza consume a lot.
If I'm to add to that, if you listen to what she said, before we met, she was taking care of herself, not because she's looking for a man, just because she's preparing herself for the future. If the man shows up, well and good, then the man showed up. But in the process, she was taking care of her.
Yeah.
Me, on the other hand, I think that when we met, me was focused on building this.
Yeah.
What we're doing right now, because I was building. So when we met, I will not tell you how we met, but that's a story for another day. But we reached out because we thought we'd do this together, which is what we're doing currently, but that was years back. And the preparation for myself was, I need to be welcoming enough to know that when a lady shows up, there's some things I have to change, because I was used to being single. I was used to doing things myself. I was used to having things having my way in any sense. But when she shows up, I know for a fact there's some things I have to change. There's some things I have to stop doing. Yeah, Rose, not today. Yeah. So, and when she showed up, by all means, the truth showed itself. Sometimes back, I used to curse a lot. I think I was influenced by Black Americans too much. I used to curse a lot. I will not even say it here. And she used to tell me, why do you keep doing that? So I stopped. What I'm trying to say here is, before you say you've met somebody and you want to live with that person, before you even say you want to have a baby, can you first take care of yourself so that you can be accommodating enough for that other person to show up? Those of you who are in relationships, or even you're in marriages, Keith here has talked about sacrifice. Yeah? I'll also add about compromise. And compromise here is not that now you lower yourself to the point where you have no standards, you have no desires. Now you go live in the worst of the worst places because the person you're with cannot afford to do any of these things. No. Compromise is, there is what you are used to. There is what you like doing. Like, should I tell? Like, there is some foods she does not like. Like, she doesn't actually like them. But you will find she'll actually cook that food for me to enjoy. Even like today, when you're having sweet potatoes, she made sure the sweet potatoes were ready. They were served. The tea is ready. It was served. And she didn't have even a single piece. Okay? So, compromise. Yeah?
I'm reading all your comments. Hi, Rosie. It's really good to see you here. Pendo is saying they have time. Okay, let's vote. When you unataka your story, we vote, then you talk about it, just to inspire somebody. Not because it's to sell perfection per se, but we are selling originality and authenticity. Hi, Cartoon. Thank you.
Wow, interesting news, eh?
Thank you. Intentional Parenting Hub. Hi. Okay.
Anami.
By the way, where are you guys watching us from? Nona kuna mwenye yako Canada. Hi. How are you?
Like I will say it in I don't know which county.
Kuna mwenye yako Dhunguma.
Yeah. Yeah. From Nakuru. There's another one. I found it quite funny actually. Yeah, MVP. Ako Kinyuerero. Kinyuero County. Is that a place? Okay.
Sawa. Story. Okay. First of all, as we are continuing with this story, I was just suggesting an idea, and if you guys support it, atafanya. Nice. Okay. I was suggesting an idea. Sometimes I see a lot of those DMs for people who are not able to consult directly. So I told him atengeneze 1 week session, 1 week, like just 10 5 people per day. When you unapatia offer 1,000 1 hour, you listen to them and give them an.
We realize most people, when they look at how much we charge for sessions, most people can't afford them, and then you listen to somebody texts you some whatever they are going through, and you're like, yo, it's crazy. But now if you're fully booked that day, it's hard to accommodate them. So that's why she suggested, why don't we have at least 5 people in a day? Just charge them 1,000 only. So if you get this information, you book. That's the number there, or DM.
Hi, Elion. Yeah, Roach is our church. We fellowship huko siku hizi.
Reverend Julian Killer. Amazing person.
Initially, we used to go to Sitam. Initially, me kwanza I was a Sitam girly, ile deep down. Then you just go to a point. You see, in life, you need to also be able to identify your seasons. Season yako na kitu ikiisha, that's okay. You move on to the next. So if we felt we want to grow spiritually, to come move to Roach. We felt, okay, structure iko tu sawa, but we want to grow more spiritually, so we moved. And we have been enjoying Roach. See you there on Sunday.
Yeah.
So story. Actually, when we met, I actually DM'd him I sent him an email. I saw a video of him, and then I sent him an email. I thought, hi, Pendo. Pendo is from US. Hi. So, nilimtumia DM, nikamwambia, I want us to create content together. And then, I think I sent you my number.
Yeah.
Then when you called, I told you, ilikuwa midday. Nikamwambia, I'm brushing my teeth. I will call you back. Akashanga.
This girl.
Are you serious?
Who in the world is this?
Are you mad? So he said, I told him, I'm brushing my teeth, nitakupigia. Then he waited and waited and waited. And I think for him, mtu alikuwa jai kungojesha.
Yeah. Me,
I never even called
I had never been stood
Sikutetemeka.
up by a woman before. That was, I think, the first time I was like, why? How? But then I was actually pissed off. If I ever told you, I was actually pissed off. Why? I call you and then you tell me you're going to call me back, and then it goes a whole afternoon, a whole day, nothing. Nothing. Interesting.
So I told him akanipigia the next day. Yeah, you were supposed to call me, you didn't call me back. And then I'm just acting surprised, like
Like she doesn't care.
So you are saying? So fast forward, we were to meet and actually do content. And then we started talking about other things.
Yeah, totally different.
Yeah, things. Totally different things. I think we clicked. Then I came to Nairobi, tukapatana. Long story short.
Yes, fast track that story. Nisawa.
Thank you. I want to first appreciate all the ladies here who say I'm beautiful. Thank you. Mostly beautiful women compliment others. So hata mimi compliment women a lot because I'm not intimidated by their beauty. I feel ini kiumbe cha Mungu. Mungu alichukua muda. Thank you so much. So all of you are beautiful. It takes a beautiful person to notice another. Iron sharpens iron, you know? Yeah. Yes, we have a child.
You have a child?
We have a child.
I think he's asleep right now, so.
We have a child.
We have a man in the making. Let's say that.
Yeah. So, by the way, when I first met him, I did not have makeup.
Oh, yeah.
I came. I came. Nilikuja ni vile ninataka.
Yeah, they were done.
Yeah. My nails?
Yeah.
No. I actually had natural
you
nails.
had natural hair,
Yes,
natural nails.
yes. I was supposed
everything.
I was supposed to come to Nairobi, but I kept postponing. Then ukaanza kushanga, unakuja ama haukuji? And then when the day I came, tukakwama kwa barabara. A lot happened, bwana. It was a very long story, like a very long day. So I got to Nairobi around jioni, nimechoka, sina kichwa na vidole. I am very tired. Nimebeat hadi uso. Unajua kuchoka hata uso inaonyesha. Then ukanikujia. You found hawa watu wa hapo afya center, kuna hawa watu wa kubeba. Unaenda wapi madam? Eldoret. Unaenda wapi? Then you thought ananikatia. Then you came, nikaunta kumchapa. Excuse me.
Yeah. I'm told I have a very intimidating look now. But it worked. Because you see, when I met you there with the guy was holding her bag. So I'm like, who is this? But I've been waiting for this girl the whole day, and then she just gets here, and then some random dude picks her up. No. No. Yeah.
Somebody's saying here something. I don't know. Maybe you should read that. Thank you.
This or that.
We remember all details. I'm telling you, nilikuwa sijaunda nails, nilikuwa sina makeup, nilikuwa nimechoka, nimeshuka braids, sijalei edges, nimefika town, sina hata kidole. I'm just thinking vile nitaenda Kamakis. I used to stay Kamakis. So then he picked me. At the first day you even took charge. Ukaenda haraka na kuninunulia a bracelet.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. And another interesting thing was, before I bought a watch that will fit you.
Yeah, which I always look at it and I'm like, she had bought things that would fit me. A watch, what was this? These are a thing. There was a watch. Wait, it was just a watch, no?
No, it was a watch, a ring, and
a watch and a ring.
A card.
And the ring fit.
I think a card, and that card I gave you mkikuja home sasa.
Which I always find, like, how do you know the watch would fit? That was weird. You know, watches, you can adjust a watch so that it fits your hand. This one was perfect. Yeah? Perfect. At Nick is asking why Eldoret. Bro, I was not looking for her. Yeah? It's the way you say when you are ready, the person shows up. This is what we mean.
I'm from Eldoret. I'm from Eldoret.
Yeah, she's from Eldoret, by the way.
Niko katika Kalenjin nation. Niko natoka kwa Kalenjin. Niko katika kabisa.
Yeah. Any question?
Ebu, you ask your questions. We're supposed to do this just for 30 minutes. Oh, you're working. Uko kwa Kale ni kupoa. 3 years now. What catalog for?
Sally, what do you mean by catalog? Because, okay, I know what a catalog is,
looking
but...
for birthday candle for your niece's birthday. Yeah, Taji. Oh, Aki nice. Now, Aki these a few times. Hi, Leila. Anaitwa Leilak.
Leila, okay.
Leilak is purple, beautiful. That's Nani Chosen's birthday. Chamgetugul. Amigo mie. LD is a very nice place. I used to stay in LD. Combination. Combination. Combination of the two.
Kikolio TV.
Toxic behavior in somebody's personality.
Good question.
How do you handle bill issues? First of all, now, finances is actually a very sensitive topic. I'll answer your question, Nick, but I think maybe you to answer. Finances is very sensitive. And even as at now, we still deal with it every day. You need to be able to create a safe space. We created a prayer for our house. First of all, we noticed we were able to identify things that bring friction. Moments that we are supposed to do a project, a plan, or just something to take us next level to now vurugana, right? So we wrote a prayer that we recite on a daily, that this house will be our safe place, so that we can be able to discuss sensitive topics. After when it's heated up,
and still come to conclusions, either unajisikia ama ujisikii. And if you cannot come to a consensus, we will postpone, then we'll come back to it. Now, finances, how we deal with it, we are not, atuna ya huyu ni pesa yake na huyu ni pesa yangu. He does 90% or 100% of the bills. But when I have money, I can just chip in. There's no, ati hii ndio nimefanya na hii ndio sijafanya. Because you see, do you know marriage is a financial business? Yani ni kama biashara. You need to pick a partner mwenye mta invest together. Because even for that marriage to work, mnaleta kitu, analeta maybe support, we analeta the money. So it's both of our efforts combined to make it work. So if it's money, he's covering major part of the bills. But if I have money, I can always cover what I can.
Let me add something there, because on the finances and how we were able to get to that point, as she's saying, is, and I'll put it in two ways so that it makes a bit more sense. One, I realized there's a background I came from when it comes to finances and understanding money. And then there's a background she came from in understanding how to save, invest, and even utilize money. The day it hit me is when I noticed, when I get money, I want to spend it. I want to buy this, make sure the house has things, make sure she has whatever she needs to have. If she has gone to the salon, I'll just pay. But I will not tell her that there is money. It was a thing. I'll not tell her that there was money. So at some point we sat down and talked about it, and you realized, when it comes to money, you do it like this. But with me, when it comes to money, there is a way she makes things work. Because how she's thinking, we need to sort out this, we need to work on this, we need to buy this that is going to assist us in the future. That compromise I was talking about before is when the day hit, when I realized now, by the way, we actually need to agree on this, and then so that we're able to move forward. There as a man, and my fellow men here, is that is the day I realized, now, by the way, I have to change this way of doing this, because I was used to that, and that pattern had to change to accommodate her and also to accommodate this marriage so that it can work. Because I noticed there was a bit of friction back then. There was a bit of friction when that money was coming in. Two, as she's saying, there is no money for this one, and this money is for this person, and we cannot use your money, and this one cannot use your money. As we don't have that, I don't think we've ever had that from the beginning. It's, if there is money, it's to be used. If there is, this one does not have, this one has, we are using that. But of course, there is an agreement of who does what. Even if she's saying, I pay this and this and that, there is also that agreement of, if we have another business elsewhere or we have another place elsewhere, who does what exactly, so that we don't have any conflict in case now this one has to chip in, and then a month has gone, 2 months has gone, 3 months has gone, and you're still in the same place. That conflict is normally not there, because we made that agreement and we're able to calm down and agree, and actually do what we said we are going to do.
There's a question here. Somebody's saying she's struggling because they're doing 50-50 and they earn the same. I think it depends with the roles that you have in your home. By this I mean, ndoni ya mafala. Thank you, Anjiku. By this I mean, for example, initially there was a time I could work throughout, right, before we had the baby. Then I got pregnant last year. The whole of last year I was sick, and I could not even do anything. I did not go to see my business for more than a year, and now you had to cover everything. So you see, it is unfair for you to tell me if you want me to cover 50-50, yet I am unable to. There needs to be some whole level of understanding between partners for it to work. So you see, if you're feeling strained, okay, this is the question. If all of you are going out to work, who is taking care of the kids? Because at the end of the day, contributions might never be the same. We are all contributing. It might just not be the same. If one of you is staying home to manage the home, or rather, even if you have your business, you are still, because you see, when you become a mom, you you are quote unquote the primary caregiver of your children. So your attention is never 100% on your business unless you delegate entirely your house to a house manager. Then you can be able to focus so that all of you can do 50-50. But for as long as that is not the case, I think it's important to understand that you can only do maybe 20 or 15%, and then the other party, because akona ability to zunguka and tackle the world, akuje akumit 70% or 80%.
Okay. Let me see. I've seen something up here.
Amesema perception ya ndoa ni ya mafala.
Yeah. Okay, I think we can read comments from this.
I think for me hiyo ya ndoa ni ya mafala. Lazima, you know, you'll have to be a fala in one way or another. Hata usipokuwa fala kwa ndoa utakuwa fala kwa government ya Kenya. So, somehow it takes ukate pembe kidogo to be able to stay with somebody else. Listen, one thing I said about myself is if I mirror myself, can I live with myself? Hata mi kuna time naangalia naona, okay, I think I am not the most perfect of person. So it means hata yeye itabidi akue fala to ignore some of my parts that are ugly, because it's not entirely cute. And I have also to be a fala to ignore some of his ugly parts to be able to make it work. Because you see, kila mtu atakutest. Your kids will test you, your parents will test you, your neighbors will test you. Even if you decide not to be in a relationship, your business will test you. Hata Kenya Power atakutest. As in, something will test you. Utakuwa una drive kwa barabara, somebody else will test you, driver wa matatu. So, you will just have to pick a struggle that you think works for you.
Marriage. There are three versions of your life that you need to understand and pick. You can be single forever. It's a choice. The day you hit, say, 50, 60, like some of the 50-year-olds I deal with who are single, and then they get bored because you've done so many things, but now you don't have offspring, you don't have a partner. It comes. Some people, it never comes. Then, you can be the type that is a Jonasi. You have kids with multiples. If that is your life and your lifestyle, well and good. There are consequences for that also. And they are going to come later in future. Or you can pick the institution of marriage. Now, if you pick this, that means you're deciding to change yourself. Yeah, Nick, you know what I mean by putting the Jonasi there. When you pick the institution of marriage, it means you've accepted that I'm going to give myself to somebody else and I'm going to work on myself, because if marriage is good for you, what it does for you is it helps you grow. If it's not making you grow, something is wrong. Something in there is wrong. If you look at the last 2 years of your life, the last 4 years, if you've been together for a whole decade, the last decade of your life, and you look at yourself now, since you started together, have you actually grown or have you become worse? If you've become worse or things have not been in any way well and sense good, that means you got into the wrong partnership. And that partnership is why, that sense of partnership is why people now come online and say, marriage, bamba mafala. Because you did not work on yourself, your partner did not work on yourself, and that is why you're there now. Yeah? Any other?
There's a question here, Anauliza, Brie asks, how does a man know that this is the woman to marry?
2. 1, instinctively, something tells you this is it. Like, I can't explain that in any other way. Instinctively, when you meet that woman, something tells you this is it. Now, of course, being human, you might make mistakes, and because there are things you need to look out for later as you get to know the person. But the minute you meet the girl, something tells you this is it. If you're curious about it and you're serious about it, you pursue. As you're pursuing, you're not pursuing because you're trying to check whether this is going to work or not. You've already made that decision deep down that this is the person I'm going to be with. 2 is most people make that decision based on, and if you make that decision like that, you might mess up. But some people make decisions based on pressure or time. Pressure from parents, pressure from life itself, and then also looking at time. You're 40 years old, you're 30 something years old, you've never gotten married. Some people pick a woman because of that. And if you do it like that, yeah, experience has shown most people that that is not the right way to go. But if you use the first way, also give it time. Give it time to learn yourself, give it time to learn the other person, give it time to know who you're dealing with. But just know when a man picks you, like the question we asked, that somebody asked here earlier, you won't have to do anything. Like when I met her, like physically the first time, she didn't have any makeup on. Her nails were not done, they were just natural nails. I think she was even wearing the trouser, the brown trouser.
Nimevaa sweatpants za kutravel.
Easy that traveling, the oversized ones. So she did not come to me looking like that princess in the curvish. No. I just saw her and I'm like, by the way, we've been talking with this one. This is it. That's how most guys just know. I don't think there's any other way I'll explain that vizuri.
He's asking, also talk about co-parenting if you move on and you have another family.
Co-parenting, first before you got to the co-parenting, things happened. Maybe one person decided we need to end this. Maybe somebody cheated. Things happened. The only way co-parenting will work is if the two of you, in absence of other people, have a sit down and actually talk about it. Like you two are two grown-ups, you need to sit down together and actually talk about it, because here are kids that we brought into this world. Like, have that conversation. Kids that we brought into this world. You've decided, one of you has decided, we are not going to stay together anymore. But here are kids. You have a job, assume it's her, you don't have a job, you have this job. Whatever is happening, you're in this country, another person is in this country. Have that discussion and have agreements. Now, when you have the agreements, maturity is where that now comes in. Why? After you have the agreements, can you honor those agreements? Because co-parenting will only work if you honor the agreements. I've dealt with people in relationships that are doing co-parenting. They've agreed every morning, because the lady is the one who stays with the kids, every morning she's the one to take them to school. But every evening, the husband, now the co-parent, is the one to bring them back to the house. The agreement is, when he gets to the house, he doesn't get into the house because they are no longer married. He makes sure the kids get into the gate and then leaves. That agreement is a good agreement because now everybody knows their part. When it comes to paying the kids' bills, they've already agreed who pays for what, who pays for what. Mature people will actually follow through. That's how co-parenting works. If it doesn't work like that, now include a therapist in, a psychiatrist in, a coach in to assist you to have that agreement. If that goes beyond that, now I don't know how else we can help you.
On my side, before you answer, there's a question here directed to you about financial decision. When it comes to co-parenting, this is what I say. First of all, we pray very hard that your relationship works, whatever relationship you've decided to pick. However, be cautious enough to have worked on yourself to attract a very okay person, so that ikiharibika ikue tu kuliharibika. But now that you have, when we decided to have a child, I was just contented in my heart that one thing is for sure. Even if I drop dead, you can take care of that child. Because he anamuosha, anampanguza pupu, anaweza mchange, he can do anything, anaweza mfeed, anaweza mfanyia anything. It takes intentionality to become a present parent for both parties. Because siku hizi women are saying, hata sisi tunataka tuachie, ndo hata nyi mjue vile kuna feel. And because of that, kama for him, when he came into the marriage, he was willing to become a better person I understand kwa nini women who gombana about kids. Then he actually got to understand it actually takes a lot to nurse a baby into becoming an adult. It takes a lot. Now, into co-parenting, if you decide to go separate ways, I know it's, you would say easier said than done, but you know it's just ego. If you take your issues to court itakusubject to do it by force. I mean, why go through that trouble? Hadi you have to add another msikilizi, a lawyer, you have to add a judge and waste a lot of time back and forth until kesi iamuliwe, because sometimes cases drag. Yet two of you are responsible enough to father a child. Can two of you be responsible enough to take care of it? Emotions aside. Sawa umenibo, unanikasirisha, nikikuona nachemka. Lakini, can you raise your child? Kama unafaa uchukue mtoto weekend, it takes mtu wako willing kusikiza. Now the problem is, sometimes you had seen a pattern of somebody who is unable to listen, but then you thought at a change. But people don't change. They actually become worse. In fact, marriages in a reveal character ya mtu, inakuonyesha characters of yourself hadi uko like, is this myself? Am I myself? So it takes serious. May I say, if people knew how deep communication goes, ingetu saving a lot of trouble. Like saizi tukiamua, you know what, we've decided we are not staying in this house. What happens to our child? Kwanzia leo atakaa na shosho. Every Tuesday hakikisha umemuona. Mimi nitamuona Wednesday. Communication goes a long way. But you see, pride na kujisikia tu, unwillingness to listen, ndio inafanyanga we drag issues into involving a third party. Because you see, even if we decide to involve the whole world to our relationship, if we don't sit and talk,
it won't work.
So sometimes it just takes, and you see, if and this is where I sometimes I appreciate being a Christian. Saa zingine inafanyanga unaweza rudi chini kidogo uone, if I put my ego here, naye yake ego yake hapa, nani anaumia? The kids. Nikiamua nataka kumshow pepe and dust, akipiga sishiki, nani anaumia? The child. Because I'm trying to punish him, but at the end of the day, the innocent person mwenye anasuffer ni mtoto. Can we just agree? Even if I hate you ile vibaya nasikia nitakutoa macho. What can we do huyu mtoto akwe sawa? It takes intentionality kabisa. There was a question here for you. It says, if you've ever made a bad financial decision, and what was my reaction?
Yes, that one, no. Okay, bad financial decisions. I think mine was, okay, there are a few. There are a few, but there's a time, I think there's a time you wanted us to buy something, for the house. I think a dining set or something. Was it a dining set? There's something you wanted to buy. Yeah, I think there's something she wanted to buy, and when I looked at it at the time, I didn't see the point of getting that then. So even getting the house, let's use the house, like getting the house. When I was looking at that bigger house, I was like, in my mind, I was like, why do we need a bigger house? Like, the one we have is okay. We can just stay here, we'll be fine. We're just the three of us. But how she's thinking, there's a baby on the way, there's a house help, there are guests coming, some people might come and sleep over. Now that the kid is there, most people will actually come and sleep over. How she's thinking like that. So I dragged that for almost 2 months. Like, seriously, for almost 2 months. And then when finally I got the bigger house, now I saw the sense in what she was talking about earlier. And being a man, you don't want to be told that now you see. But her, because as we talk, she was the first one to come and tell me, you see, the bigger house is better. When people come, the kid is here, you have space to do your thing, I have space to do my thing. I would say that was one of the worst financial decisions I had made at the time. And then the financial part here is I wasted a lot more money. That 2 months, I wasted a lot more money because of now when parents would come to see the kids and other people would come to see the kids, you have to give them more money or look for a place for them to go and stay because they can't stay in the house. So at the end of the day, getting the bigger house would have been a way wiser decision way earlier than waiting. Yeah.
There's a comment here saying kubadilisha pampers ya mwanaume. Hebu make a comment on that.
Now, one, intentionality. When you hold that baby, fellow men here, when you hold that baby, you change that diaper. Has your world ended? Do your hands hurt? You see, and this is my thinking. The reason it's called tradition, the way you're saying, si kazi ya mwanaume kubadilisha mtoto diaper. That tradition you call tradition, it's a thing that was done back then, and it worked then for them. But when you look at the life you're living right now, you have to create your way. And those are the videos I was telling you, I made a few days ago about now creating a tradition for your own family. When you create whatever you're going to create and the assumptions you're going to create in that house, for that future, that is your tradition. Because some of these traditions, men, that we have, they don't make any sense. Because I've watched my baby. He's my baby. I can confirm. Because I've changed the diapers.
In fact, he washes his child every day, asubuhi na jioni.
Yeah, anytime I'm available,
he has a morning. If he's not leaving, every time he wakes up in the morning, he changes the baby and I'm clean.
Every day, yeah. And I do it because I'm intentional with it. I want to do it. My hands are still fine. My mental capacity is still fine. I'm no less of a man because I've done it. I'm no less of a man because I'm admitting this in public. For me and my son, I'll do the things I want to do with him. And even if he grows up in future, there's those conversations I'll make sure we can sit and talk about. Money, girls, everything, sex, every single thing. Why? Because I want him to know that it is safe to come to me and talk to me about manly things. And we are starting that as early as him now being a baby.
I also think as a man, in case you are a man and you're here, I think it will really help if you have a partner, a wife, if they are pregnant and during labor, be present. It will change your entire perspective on how you see women. If you think hizi ni zinakuanga kazi za wasichana na zenye si za wasichana, because you see us being able to okay, the fact that sijajieka kwa kiatu yako, labda ndio maana ni rahisi kukujudge. But if I step into your shoe, would I want to be treated a certain way? Would I want to be left burdens flani? I want us to agree that we are able differently. He is very masculine and then I'm feminine. And according to nature, we are able differently. There's a strength I have, there's a strength he has. But there's a balance now. There's places that he can come in. When we had our child, that postpartum is ghetto. It is nishimo uko ndani. So if he did not stand there, I would have lost my mind because it was a lot. So he had to be intentional and step in. He realized, okay, this one has been through a lot. I was struggling to walk, I was struggling to stand, I was struggling to move around. I could not do anything. They say it ni ya wazungu, and I remember my friends used to tell me natamani relationship ya wazungu, but anyway, sorry for another day. He would pick me up, clean me up, put me to bed, atengeneze mtoto, amke usiku amfeed when I can't because my body was off. So it takes an intentional partner to do that. Now, once you're present in somebody's journey, especially iyo ya mtoto, you'll be able to extend more grace. Instead of saying, umeshinda tu kwa nyumba, na hujatengeneza nyumba. Now, taking care of a child is a lot.
I have to add something there about that marriage process, that pregnancy period. You as a man, we know about pregnancy, but you don't understand. It's the same way women might talk about what men go through, but they don't understand it. That period, me being available and being there, I saw things and I started to understand why women after the pregnancy, they get very agitated, they become resentful, they start looking at the husband like he's no longer a man to them because of how she was treated in that period. The intentional part there of you being a man is, why are you with this woman? Because if you're not with her because you want to be with her for years to come, it won't matter to you because you just want a kid. And that is why most guys disappear in that pregnancy period, because they can't fathom what they're seeing. That puking left, right, and center every single minute, every other day, you can't fathom. So you can't sit in that chaos to try and understand yourself. And understanding yourself here is that pain she's feeling, what can you do? Most guys, they run. And that's why, even at giving birth, me, I was there that day of giving birth. I was there. Why? First, because I want to support her. Because she trusts me fully that when this one is here, I know I'm safe. I know I'm okay. I know whatever the doctors are doing, he will peep and see whatever they're doing, whether it's safe. Also, because of my manliness and my craziness, I'll make sure that things are going well. Because we've had cases where the wife went to deliver and the husband was not there, and then there are consequences later because of some things. And it's because no one was there to stop the doctors. If you have any doctor here, you've seen that. No one was there to stop it. Me, I wanted to be there so that I can see first. Is everything okay? Yes. Is she doing well? Yes. If I notice something is off, because I have the capacity, I can do something about it. It's all about being intentional. Because like we said earlier, as you get the other question, like we said earlier, love is about sacrifice, and it's about being intentional with yourself, loving yourself enough to be able to care about the other person wholeheartedly. With no questions asked. I'm not expecting something from me doing that. I just do it because I like to do it. Yeah? Good.
Somebody is asking, akona partner nataka kurudi after 3 years, they are co-parenting well. I think contrary to what people would tell you,
Listen to this.
ukitoka toka na usiangalie nyuma. Sometimes soko ni chafu, especially in 2026.
Yeah.
People are out here broken, messed up, people are bleeding on others. So sometimes, if it works, instead of hopping around, because sometimes you end up umezunguka, in 3 years ujaipata the same kind of person. If your differences can be talked about, because let's agree, as human beings, no one is perfect. You're not perfect, the other person is not perfect. If your indifferences can be talked about to an agreement, then you can go back. Instead of having maybe like, at the end of the day, maybe you have like 3 kids with different partners, and you could work it out. If you can work it out, you can work it out. However, if you decide to proceed with caution.
Before you go to decide what to do, think about this, what she has said. And that's why I said when she started talking, listen, because I knew that's how she said. Imagine having another guy coming to this child. This guy is just coming because he wants you. He does not really care about this child. That is not his child. So he might pretend to care, but he doesn't really care the same way the biological father would care. You need to take that into your mind. Then think about it in this sense. It's 3 years. He disappeared, or you disappeared, whatever happened. Now you're coming back. The fact that for these 3 years, the two of you have not decided to pick any other person tells you something. We are being realistic here. We are not using the myths that are shared on social media. We're being realistic here. You'd rather this one who you know, this one, the biological father is of this child, is this one. This is the devil you know, or the angel you know. This other one you're going to let in, they might come in and want children and then disappear. Now you're going to be a baby mama of 2 kids from 2 different people. If this other one disappears, God forbid, you get another one, and then this other one decides, I also want a kid. Don't you think you'll have a very bad pattern for this life, and you'll have a very bad life? So I would advise you, sit down with the person, talk about it, take time, listen to him, listen to her, take time and see whether this can actually work. Because as grown-ups, if you want something to work, it can work. It can become messy, yes, but it can work. It's a conscious decision you need to make.
There's a question here. She says, am I endangered if I marry someone of lower educational level, but he's doing well in business?
That's a lady asking that question, yes. Helen, we had this debate yesterday, actually. When you talk about lower intelligence, lower education, not intelligence, lower education, you're looking at the person based on the paper you have from a university or from a high school or from wherever. So you're not looking at the person as they are. They're doing well in business. You have a document. The whole purpose of going to school was so that you're able to take care of yourself and take care of others by doing business. So if you look at the person's intelligence level based on education, that does not make sense in any way. Because now you're picking the person based on what the world has given you, what the world has offered you, not based on who the person actually is. Deep down, this is a person who's been able to learn the school of life, conquer the school of life, and do well in business. That is the man you're dealing with. You, on the other hand, you're a lady who's decided, no, I'm going to pursue my studies. I'm going to get an education. The two of you need to meet together and you stop looking at life from the lens of, because somebody is not educated the same way as you, they don't qualify to be yours. If you have a standard, well and good. That's a standard that you have. But realize that at the end of the day, because I'll tell you, men don't really care what you come with. They don't care where you went to school. They don't care what you have, what you own. If they want you, they want you. Case closed. They don't care. I didn't care whether she had a degree or she had a PhD or she had another diploma and another degree. I didn't even ask. I learned about it later. Because it's not a concern for men. But you, if you're looking at it from that lens, it's always going to be an issue if you have conflict and you attack the fact that the way he's conversing, it's like our Nigerian friend, the actor. Uzo. The way Uzo will converse, he might look like this is a very dumb guy, but he has conquered life in the sense of business side. And then when it comes to love, there's a way he takes care of the woman that he has fully and loves her fully.
He's very traditional.
Very traditional man. So you need to look at it from that lens.
I think before I go, what I would say, there's a difference. There are a lot of educated fools out here. Somebody who's graduated with a master's, but even if you start to have a conversation, you can just say, unajiuliza, hiyo kichwa kuna kitu ingine ama ni hiyo tu. You understand? So, but there are people who have not been able to go to school due to various reasons, but they are intelligent. Are you able to have an intelligent conversation? Are you able to turn each other's minds on without, because hakuna kitu mbaya kama dating below your intelligence level. But if you guys are at par with regards to, you can have a conversation. Do you have similar dreams, similar goals? Because sometimes watu wengine walienda through system for formalities. And others did not go, but they are still good people. So it takes more than kwenda shule. Unless tu ni mtu, quote unquote, mjinga. Like, there's somebody you cannot even have a conversation with. Their level of understanding, you have to even explain jokes. Now that's a lot of work.
Yeah, that one, when it gets to that level, then that makes sense, yeah? Yeah. Now, as she gets something, Vero, hi, my brother. Guys, if you're looking for real estate, anything to do with real estate in this Nairobi, talk to my guy here called Vero. Vero Inaina, amazing guy. His company is called Zurafa. Talk to my guy here. It's called Vero. Question. There's a guy here called Nick. He's asking, do you think co-parenting, living in the same house, works? Ama ni jaba? when you talk about co-parenting and you're living in the same house, that first in itself does not make sense. It's like your brother and sister taking care of your sibling. It does not make sense. You're either together or you're not. You need to sit down and agree who is doing what and who is doing what. Then also look at it in this sense. Imagine that house when the kids are there. You can bring your girl, this lady, your wife can bring any guy. Are you sure you can stay in the same house when that is happening? It can't work. As you're saying, ama ni jaba, niyo ni jaba, it can't work. That one, there is nothing, that one cannot work. You're either in the same house or you're not. You're either in love or you're not. You're either married or you're not. There is no other way around it. Yeah? Yeah, umeendea chai. Somebody here saying that umeendea chai. Let me see these comments here. See whether you can get something else. Yeah, maiden, hiyo ni jaba. You can't co-parent in the same house. It doesn't even make sense ever. I'm looking for another question here. Nick. Nick is saying, you're the same person who asked about the co-parenting in the same house. Therapy really helps. Yes. It really helps, because even the two of you, when you come to me for a session, I'll tell you the same things, because it works, because the two of you have made that decision. And mostly one person, when it comes to therapy, is the one who has made that decision to go look for assistance, because the two of you cannot sit down and have a mature conversation and agree. So therapy does work. And people here who've never done therapy, do it. Try it. Try it. I've taken people through situations in their life, and they start seeing things clearly, things that happened to them way back. I've dealt with men who are going through relationships, Nick, and you hear what is actually happening. It's because they copied their father, or they copied the version of the person who they called father, that one who raised them up. And that's the reason why they're doing the things they're doing to them now. I've seen men who get to a point where they're interacting with their wife the way they thought they should have interacted with their mother. So if they grew up with a woman the mom, who was very authoritative, and you could not question her. So you grew up knowing these women are authoritative, women you cannot question them, women you cannot tell them anything. So the day he gets married, now he thinks, when the wife asks it can be a simple question, a very simple question. Can you assist me with water? He gets pissed off, not because of the wife. It's because he remembers the way the mother used to talk to him anytime she would ask for something. So now he's pissed off because of that, not because of you. And then now conflict comes in, and you start fighting. Every other day you're fighting. But it's not about the two of you. It is about it is about what happened way back. So therapy does actually help, because it starts showing you things that you're doing now and where they came from. That is the main purpose of therapy. So that now you're able to sit down and have a mature conversation and decide, this is the way forward coming from now on. Okay? Let me see another question here. Emmanuel is saying you have a question. Just write a question, yeah? There are two people here, Lilac and Eloy. You're asking about sessions. So normally 1 hour sessions are 5,000 Kenya shillings. That's around $40 per hour. What we are doing this week, for at least 10 people, we're going to charge only 1,000 for the 1 hour, because we've noticed I get a lot of DMs from people who are looking for sessions, and then when they hear about the amounts, they can't pay for that, because for the 2-hour session, which is normally a deep dive is where you have a proper audit of your entire life, because when you have 2 hours, you have ample time to actually talk about it. We do an audit of your entire life. We do every single thing up to where you are now, and then come up with an actual framework of what to do in the coming months or in the coming years before you have the next session. That's how the 2-hour sessions work. But for the 1 hour for this week, that's why we put the number here. You book, come, we do it. And the people who've gone through these sessions, if any of them is here, they can tell you now they see life in a more clear way. Because the way we talk about it it's very blunt, it's very straightforward, and the point of it is you actually have answers that you can now sit down and contemplate and say, I know what to do. Okay? And it's both for men and women. It's because I've seen so many women who come for therapy and even bring their men for therapy, but men, I don't know, it's because you're scared of talking to somebody. Talk to your fellow man. Come for these sessions, you see. I've dealt with all types of men, all, and I mean all. Guys who are 50. My oldest client is 81, a man. A man. People who are doing extremely well, some, the middle class, everybody. Because we don't choose. It's, you have a situation, we need to deal with it. We're not here to judge. Because I don't judge people based on what they do or who they are, okay? Alright. Let's see. Somebody's telling Emmanuel here, Uliza too. Seth is asking about tribes. Yes, these are actually a good question. Seth is asking, do you both come from, my wife was here a few minutes ago for the guys who just came in. Do you both come from the same tribe? No, we don't. I'm a Kikuyu, she's not. If not, is there any culture that you feel is hard to follow? Okay. How was it? So Seth is asking about whether we come from the same tribe. We don't. I'm a Kikuyu.
I'm a half-breed of Luya and Tanzania, so we are definitely from different
three
sides
worlds.
of the world.
Now, was it hard for culture? For us, no. Why? First, for the two of us, we don't have an issue, and we've never had an issue with identity of where we come from. So I didn't pick her because she comes from a certain tribe or a certain location. It was not an issue for me. Two, both of our parents from both sides never had an issue with whoever you bring home. We're going to accept them, because if you have picked, that means you've picked well. Of course, there is that analysis that they normally do, but they didn't have an issue with tribe. So for us, it was never any conflict at all. And because we are creating our own culture and our own traditions, it's never an issue per se. Okay? Mary is saying marriage is good when you avoid it too. Todo where? Yeah? There's a question there that disappeared about toxic behavior.
Esi ameuliza about your partner using abusive words, giving an excuse of I was angry. That's why I said. I think people know what they are doing.
Yeah.
People know what they are doing. If they choose to akirudia hiyo kukutusi. For him, when I met him, he used to say he does not like anyone akimu-insult, even if it's a joke. Usimu-insult even when it's a joke.
Don't use me even as an
Don't
example.
use him as a bad example. Don't use him as like anything negative. Mtoe hapo. So I just had to, go with it, because nikipuuza, then I'm ignoring his complaint. Then eventually kutakuwa na resentment, because unaona anisikizangi, ana choose kufanya. People know what they are doing. When you're angry, we decided, no matter how, you see, when we decided to do marriage, tulikuwa na template from, we've seen our parents, we've seen people, we are still learning every day on social media. Watu wanakuja waki-blow up and they complain and they vent and people project. Kuna mwenye hata amesema hapa marriage is good when you avoid it. Akona reasons zake. So you see, then we decided, how can we be more intentional with each other? Let me not ignore your complaints. Let me not minimize whatever it is you think is a big deal. If it is as simple as when he fala, I don't tell him when he fala, because he said hataki. So if I say it again and again, then it means I'm just choosing to disrespect him because nampuza. So people know what they are doing. Even if you're at the peak of hasira yako, you need to agree that there are words you cannot say. You can't say I'm leaving. Unaenda wapi? Unaenda wapi?
These threats of always naenda.
Yeah, mi naenda hata naenda. Unaenda wapi? Stay here. Yeah, when you keep insulting somebody, either subtle, you mean those things. You just are looking for a way to express it, but you mean what you're saying. So when people say things, just believe them. You can say something about it.
Stop living on hope. 1. 2, and on hope here I mean, if somebody has told you, I will beat you, I will hit you, I hate you, I will leave, listen. Like, actually listen. Especially when they say it twice, thrice, 4 times. One day when a situation presents itself and the conditions are conducive, they will actually do it. So don't live on the hope that, but you know, he has never done it, he has never done it, so she won't do it, he won't do it. You know, mine is different. No, they're telling you what they're going to do. That is 1. 2, stop looking at life in other people's lens. Stop. Joel's life is Joel's life. Mary's life is Mary's life. Nick, who asked the question here, is Nick's life. When you sit down with yourself, there's a character trait that you have as a man. There's a character trait that you have as a woman. Before you allow the other person to be in your life, are you vulnerable enough to accommodate that other person by changing a few things that you do so that you can accommodate this person? Because when the person comes and tell you, like she's saying, me, I don't like insults. Even somebody calling me Joe, I don't like the word Joe. So I've always told my friends from the time I was like, yeah, hi, don't call me Joe. My name is Joel. I love it when even Caroline Mutuko says, don't call me Caro. My name is Caroline Mutuko. So it's something you train people. So if you're in a relationship, the minute you start, train the person what you want. Train the person what you don't want. And when they say it, have the audacity to sit them down calmly and tell them, I don't like it when you say this, I don't like it when you do this, calmly. Because you're not there to fight, you're there to train the other person how, this is how I like to be treated. If it's for a lady and she tells you, there is a way I like you to do some things for me, and then you every other time you're doing it your way, at some point you get agitated because it's like you don't listen. So take heed of all that.
Somebody is asking, how about religion? Precious K. Mercy, what is the question? How about religion? If religion is an issue, or I don't understand the question, maybe you can clarify. Somebody else is asking, if we are co-parenting with different partners but married, you know? Unless I have not understood your question, no.
Co-parenting with different partners, okay.
Smiley is asking, hey, in my marriage, we do disagree once he's drunk, because at the moment he can say anything. He has abused me and used my past against me. Am I really safe? Let's get context. Before getting drunk, do you guys have an argument before, or he just wakes up to go drink to come insult you? Because that's a whole different ball game. And if you're not able to address you, once you've clarified, kama bado tutakuwa tuja kujibu, you're still doing it.
Yeah.
There's a 1 week consultation, 1,000 offer. For 1 week, just 5 clients per day. So slot ikija 5 clients inatosha. So 5 clients per day from Monday to Friday. So it will be 1,000 just through the day. You can book a session.
Use that
at 1,000. If you book utakome nini, because his charges are usually 5,000. But for this week, if there's that offer, anguka nayo haraka. You can, because sometimes we are just in the right track. We just need another overview from a different angle, to be able to clarify. But maybe you can clarify your question. Somebody is asking, how do you deal with a narcissistic person when co-parenting?
Now, first, when you say narcissistic, because a narcissist, they have very many traits, like very, very many. you remember earlier when I was mentioning about being able to have a mature conversation, it's very hard to have a mature conversation with a narcissist. If if they are actually narcissists, because some of us call other people narcissists, but we fail to identify the traits that both parties have, or triggers that bring up the narcissist in the other person. It happens. Sometimes that happens. So, based on your question and the fact that you've already termed the person as a narcissist and how to deal with it in co-parenting, first do therapy. Because I know you've tried to talk to him or her. I don't know whether it was the lady who was asking that. You've tried to talk to him or her and it's not working. So include a party that is neutral. And when I say neutral, I'm not talking about your friends. I'm not talking about your parents, because they're not neutral. Parents will always take sides, whether we like it or not. Siblings will always take sides. If we ever have an argument, if we have an issue, even if we go look for a sibling, they are going to take sides. Parents will do so. But a therapist will not take sides, because they're there to try and figure out what is actually going wrong here and how can we sort it. So seek advice. That's the best way I'll tell you how to deal with that, since we don't have more context on how the person is. What?
Sorry kama zimekuchosha. It's not, love is not for everyone. Same to marriage. Marriage is not for everyone. Mm-hmm. Having children is not for everyone. And it's a free world. Whatever works for you, you pick that, provided you're at peace with it. Whatever decisions you make right now, there's a saying you used to say in 2024. Whatever decision you make right now, I hope 10 years from now you'll be proud of yourself. If you will, wewe uko sawa.
I used to say, time is catching up with you. Whatever beliefs you have in your, like I know it sounds like a joke, but whatever beliefs you had in high school, whatever beliefs you have in your 20s, whatever beliefs you have in your 30s, and whatever beliefs you have in your 40s, they change. They change. And if you ever want to think about life clearly and see your life clearly, add 10 years to your life. Just add exactly 10 years. If you're 30, think of yourself when you're 40. Look at that person, what they're doing, who they're with, if you'll have kids, where the kids will be, every single detail about that person, and then come back to now. It is going to tell you whether those beliefs that you have actually make sense, or you're just lying to yourself.
But as for Smiley, I think what I would say, it's important to, do you know, people will meet you at your level of audacity, at your level of loving yourself, at your level of prioritizing yourself. So whatever you tolerate, it's like you what is the English word? Kupalilia. Mm-hmm. Yani chochote unavumilia, unapalilia, right? So if akilewa anakuja nakutukana, next time anafanya the same thing. If there's no consequence, anajua ndio trend. So what you don't call out ni kama unaipalilia silently. Even if ukisamea tena usamee, it's like mtoto akiangusha kikombe ucheke, tena next time ucheke, anafikiria it's okay. But if there are consequences, kesho akikosa chai unamwambia unajua kikombe hakuna, hiyo kikombe ilipasuka, and understand, oh, there are consequences too. So to show people how you want to be treated, and it goes both ways, for the women and for the women. Show people how you want to be treated.
My father used to tell my mom, categorically speaking, stop rewarding incompetence, stop rewarding failure and bad behavior, because you're training the person that it is okay to go out there and drink and then come beat you, insult you, and do all that every other time. Stop rewarding it. And when I say that, doesn't mean now you sit down with the person and you want now to harm them, because you might not have the power to do so. It is sitting them down when they are sober and having a firm stand on, this is what I don't like. Every time you'd rather take a video of the person and show them the next day. This is how you act when you're drunk. This is what you do to me when you're drunk. It's not for putting on social media, it's for showing the person. Because I've learned the hard way through sessions, that through the research sessions we have, that majority of people even as she was saying that people know what they're doing, majority of people in that moment, they think it's okay. But the minute you show them who they are, they actually see themselves on that phone, on that video, doing the heinous things that they are doing to you. They start thinking twice. Because when somebody else outside there comes and tells you, and this happens, let me put this because this actually happens, and I find it funny all the time. There are times when, and it's not all, but there are times when a woman will not listen to the king's office of her husband in the house, but will go listen to what the pastor says, and she will bow, kneel, cry, bingirika kwa floor, because this is the pastor. And then when the husband is right there, or he's seated somewhere in church and sees that, he's like, how? I have never seen that for me. So when that is happening, if you take that video and show her, when you seated together and show her, by the way, I don't understand how, when it's the two of us, you never honor me. You never say thank you. You never praise me for anything. But when we go to this other person who has that capacity and that office that he holds as the pastor, there is a way you do it, and this is how you do it. Can you see yourself? If I was the one doing that to you, what would you think? You see, when you show that person that version of themselves, and you're honest with it, don't argue about it. You're having a calm conversation. They see life differently. And you might actually have trained this person that this is how you want things to be working out for the two of you. Try it.
I'm not overly religious. I like to be open enough to, see the other world as well. However, alcohol is a spirit. Ukikunywa pombe, there's a spirit, alcohol, that comes to you. So that's why sometimes unapata watu wamefanya vitu zenye zilikuwa out of this world. Okay? So you might want to discuss with your partner, are they willing to lose the relationship because haezi acha pombe, because the person they become when they drink is not somebody you want to live with for the rest of your life. So ataamua moja yenye ni mzito, ata pick whichever works. Then there's a question here. Jasiri Autospare says, my husband just confessed he has been cheating on me for over 6 years. Mtu wanza aje sasa?
He actually came to you and confessed. That's
so
heavy.
I'm
sorry
so
for that, because that's heavy.
Maze pole.
And I say it's heavy because you had already put your entire life into building this person, being with this person, giving yourself fully to this person, and then they turn around and do this to you. So sorry for that experience. What I'll tell you is, in the circumstance of how he came to tell you, like, I've been cheating on you for the past this and these years, can you have a conversation with the therapist? Like, even if it's me, come we talk about things, because I might say a few words here, but that feeling like I've given my entire life to a person here for these many years, and then they have betrayed me, might make you make bad decisions from now on going forward, and you might actually end up destroying something that is beautiful. It can happen, something that is beautiful, because of a rushed decision. There's a post we made today when I said it's a mouse holding an axe looking at a big elephant. That is just an analogy to say this is a situation that is happening right now, but based on the decision that you make out of this situation, it can become a big elephant or remain to be this small mouse, and be able to work on yourself and work on the marriage and work on the two of you, and then come into a consensus and find a way to move forward. But it will solely be dependent on the decision you make from now, because it will either break this thing, destroy so much, or find a way to move together one way or the other. And I'm not protecting the guy, but in whatever circumstance that he came to tell you that he has been cheating, that is somebody to some extent who actually still cares about you, because if he actually gathered courage to come and tell you about it, yeah, that takes a lot of most guys will never do that. They will never tell you. Maybe you just find out by yourself, and then they will look for lies that they can come and tell you. But think about it like that. Get some help.
Maze, I'm so sorry. I'm going to speak to your heart. I hope this helps. I just pray that God heals you, Maze. Like, I just pray in your moments of grief, because what happens in those moments, you start grieving the relationship. You grieve the experiences, the joy, the moments that you know, the highs and the lows. You grieve your whole journey. You grieve 6 years, Maze. You grieve that person. And sometimes I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. May God heal you. And if you're able to get help, please do, because unajua when you are in silence, sitting by yourself in silence, it's easier to make very bad decisions that you may not come back from. It's important to seek help so that you don't drown yourself in sorrow and misery. But may God heal you. There's a should I wait? Okay, let me look for the question. Like ananishautia ploti mzima hadi mbele ya watoto. What's the context? My husband is a narcissist and I don't want to leave this marriage. Right now natafuta job majuu. Like ananishautia ploti mzima hadi mbele ya watoto na huwezi mwambia kitu. Okay. There's two. So just Realtor Spares is saying he confessed because the other woman wanted to be married as a second wife. Now, before right now, did you notice something before? Ama imeku surprise? Some people are good at hiding. But did you notice something before? And sometimes I really like to say this about women. Sometimes women are very double standard. Like, why would you do that to somebody else? Why would you accept to be married as a second wife?
You're enablers of this.
Sometimes women are enablers, because if I decide to date somebody's man, I'm enabling that person to be a Jonasi. So sometimes women need to do better. But the question is, anataka kutoka kwa marriage, ametafuta job majuu, the husband anamshautia. Has he started shouting now, ama it has been something that has been going on? And when you talk to him about it, what is his response? Because sometimes, you know, when people are angry, this is what happens when people are angry. Their hearts go away from each other. So na feel nikikuongelesha polepole ya whiskey, so I shout because my heart, my spirit inaenda mbali from you. So that's why you shout. So is it, and I feel like hard, like what is triggering that? Because there's always something that is stemming to, in a build up into something. After I got pregnant, things changed.
A lot of women say that because, like I was saying earlier, most guys, when a woman is pregnant, they disappear because
they don't know how to deal with
they
it.
do not know and understand how to deal with it, and they do not want to see the pain that you're going through because they don't know how, they don't know what they will do with that pain. They can't fathom how to express themselves. They don't want to seem vulnerable also. Because, like, you remember the guy was talking about here that because a man is changing a baby's diaper, men don't do that. So you're coming from the context of this is not a man thing. You see? So by the virtue of that happening, it's because once that happened, maybe there are things that you started doing that changed. Like, for example, most women's bodies change the minute you have babies. That's a given. All. Yeah. So by him seeing that, because he does not understand how to handle himself and take care of himself and handle the situation the way it's supposed to be, and also realize that marriage is a thing that transitions because you're marrying different people in every stage. You married her when she was not pregnant, she was a girl. The minute she got pregnant, she became a different girl. Now she's a mother, she has a new office. She's changing as things happen. Most guys do not understand that process. And that's why, as you're saying, he changed after the baby came. Because now he does not understand this role of the father, the husband, the king, and you as the mother. He's still thinking of you as the girl he got from way back. Unless he gets to a point to be able to understand that, he needs to get some help, because you'll continue with that tradition of there is a way men do it. There is a when these are things for women. These are things for men. It will never work like that.
Now, for all the men who are on this live session, if you decide to be responsible enough to get somebody's child pregnant and you guys decide to sire a baby, please just be present in that journey. It's the shittiest moment. It is ghetto. It is very ghetto. Pregnancy is hell. You change, your body changes, you go through a lot. I think I broke more than 1 million times. I broke every day. Every day I was a broken person. And I understand when you say when you got pregnant, he changed. He could have changed if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Because I was complaining, my resting face was a complaint face. I was always complaining about one reason or the other. I had a pelvic condition. I could not walk properly. It's like my bones were rubbing on each other. I don't know. The pelvic floor was upside down. So I was sick the whole time. I used to have panic attacks. I would leave the house and collapse kwa barabara. And he would get a call, I'm dying. Ameanguka. There was a time I even anguka kwa barabara Kariuki kando ya barabara. Like, it was bad. So if he decided, kama angekuwa anataka kutoroka, kama angekuwa wa kitamaduni za kitambo, angeshangaa, this is too much. Because we've never seen this. Because you see in the initial generations, pregnancy was never talked about in detail. Ilikuanga mambo ya wamama, and wamama would handle the wamama issues. And then wababa would stay aside and wait for the mtoto to come, and then they would, be the dad. But if you can be present, you'll probably extend more grace. You'll understand how to navigate your system. At first, when we got pregnant, we were struggling to balance because it was new for both of us. It brought a little bit of friction. Then we sought help from a third party because it was hard to balance. I was just wondering, what do you mean I want to stay in the house? What do you mean I'm sick all the time? What do you mean I cannot, wake up and go to work? What do you mean I can't function normally? And then for him at first, he was just wondering, how do I balance this now? So it became overwhelming. We sought help. If you're a man here, be intentional enough to realize it is a very unprepared for. You can never prepare enough for what pregnancy can come with. It might be like this or like this. We had a smooth pregnancy, and last minute we were told the baby's heartbeat is in a pigambili in a stop. In a pigambili in a stop. So we might even have an emergency CS. And then now that was a shocker. What do you mean? And I've taken care of myself. So you are never too ready. And because of emotional fluctuations and hormones here and there, as a woman, you might get the worst side of it. Hata unaweza chukia. Ndio maana watu wengine they are saying I'm one and done. So if you are a man here on this live, please be present. If possible, hiyo siku ya mwisho ingia labor room. You respect that woman. Even if you guys decide to fall apart for some reason, for one reason or the other, you are irreconcilable. Hautawai tupa watoto because you understand how ghetto that and how invasive the whole procedure is. You will probably be a better parent, and even to your daughters you will raise them different because you will be raising them from a point of I understand rather than kuna kuanga na perception yenye iko. I hope that helps. But for the mom, hearts. Love and light.
You are somewhere. Okay, you were there. So
I don't know.
From there.
With me, she asked for a break from me, saying that she is going through something and will be back with me. To be honest, I don't believe in breaks. Do you believe in taking a break? In a we are breaking from what?
What is this thing you're taking a break to go do? Because taking a break from assume your mother took a break from raising you for say a year. 1 year, just 1 year. She's like, this one, let me just leave this one by the roadside and just take a break for 1 year. Where would you be? It does not make sense when grown-ups say, I need to take a break from this relationship and then I'll come back. You just don't want the accountability that comes with being with that partner. You do not want the level of growth, which growth is uncomfortable, that comes with being with that person. It does not make sense. Taking breaks It's something that very young people would do. Yeah, it's very young people will do, and it doesn't work for grown-ups. If you ever do that, just know you're opening up the door for Jezebels to come in. You're opening up the door for other men to come in, because the same way people in marriage will tell you, the minute people know you have somebody, that's when they want that person. It's not the person they want. It's the work that has been put in place by the partner for that person to look the way they are, that you want. You want that person because they look beautiful, they look amazing, she looks good, because somebody else is doing the work. That is what you're looking for.
Edith is saying it's either a breakup or we fix things. A break is an excuse for cheating.
Exactly.
Very true. Hiyo time ya break atasema ndio utagundua shit happened, alafu atakwambia ilikuwa ile time ya break. It's always an excuse. There's somebody ako kwa laini, because let me tell you, hakuna vile ataenda kujikalisha peke yake. What do you mean? What do you mean a break? It's either we are sorting it or
Elite. Hi.
somebody is saying Alisoila anakupiga. A violent person now is another case.
Okay. Here I'll take this. It's our lady. Yeah. I do not condone violence in any aspect. Any. And if you're here and you're a man, you like this or hate it. The minute you beat a weaker person than you, it shows how daft you are. Be very honest. It actually shows how daft you are. Because by the time I'm beating her, I take my hands, raise my hands, and I beat her. Naturally speaking, she can't handle me. That's a natural thing. She can't handle me because by virtue of him being a man, I'm more masculine. I'm faster. One pound of this is stronger than 1 pound of this. So you're beating the person because you're weak.
Okay, Eric.
Yeah, that's the only reason. And if you're here and you know such a person, the lady who asks, tell the guy to go look for fellow men to go fight them. And you see, he can't. Such men have no power. They're exercising power on the weaker person because they have no power. Tell him to go look for other men to fight. You see.
The problem with a violent person, siku moja, it can be just a small push, then it's another story. So probably violent people, that's another story. You cannot condone violence.
And there's a coach I had some time back who used to tell me, how long are you going to sit in chaos? How long? Think about it. You get hurt. I was dealing with a lady in Tanzania. She was beaten a few times. There's a day she got cut here, somewhere here. So the way Tanzanians wear clothes, she's from Tanzania, so she knows, they cover up entirely, the deras and all that. So she covers up completely. And then because they're trained to take care of the marriage, no matter what, take care of the husband, cover the shame of the husband, she would never mention that she's being beaten up until the day she ended up in hospital. And then she booked a session with me and told me about it. And I'm like, does your father know about this? She's like, I have never done it because the way we are raised, our culture dictates you're supposed to cover your husband. So I asked her what my coach some time back used to ask me, how long are you going to sit in that chaos until you're dead? It's like taking poison today. There's a poison you used to call rat for rats. People would take it and then take milk and then puke. So you're fine. You feel bad, but you're fine. Now you take it today, and a week from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, you might have bruises. But one day it will be venom and it will be worse. So the way to approach it is first include somebody else outside of that marriage. And when you include that other person, please include a man. Whoever that person is going to be, include a man. When it comes to violence, I always insist, if it's coming from the man, because sometimes it can be from the woman. Include a man. Why? Men have an instinctive way of looking at each other and knowing whether I can handle this one or not. That's the first thing. So that person you're going to include, please don't include first parents. First include therapists. And when you're looking for that therapist, also look at the capacity that he has. This is a person that even your man
Can listen to.
A man they can listen to. Because if he doesn't respect the person you're talking to, it will be a waste of a session. I promise you. Then after that, based on how the session is going to be going in that session, in that therapy session, now include the parents. Why? It is very important because these are the only people in your life. At the end of the day, no matter what, they'll still choose you. So after you're doing therapy, make sure they know. And do not go and sugarcoat the actual story. Tell them how it started and where it is now. And then have that conversation together. By the end of the day, based on what will transpire after those discussions have been in place, if it ever happens again, please take action now. Because now they are choosing to do it. You cannot go through all this and then the person still does it later and then say sorry. Like, they are choosing to do it. And now they're going to do worse things to you because now they know the only place that you can take them is to go talk to somebody. People who are psychotic are like that. They just think, this one cannot do anything to me. You just take me to a place we just go talk. I can just sit there for 1 hour and then disappear. That is the process, Lucinda, of how to deal with that.
There's another question.
Yes, the great.
My husband is cheating on me with the age of my mother. Even is not hiding, just advise me, I'm tired.
Cheating is a choice. Like before we even explain any of this, cheating is a choice. He has sat down with his mature mind, made a conscious decision to go and cheat on you. So it's a choice. Let's put that aside. Now, we are not going to justify why he's cheating because he's already made that choice. The thing for you have to do is, when you sit down and talk to him about it, and you've raised that issue, and you told him about it, and you said about it, have consequences. That this is what we've discussed. I know for sure we discussed this. Let's say you discussed it 2 weeks ago, and you can categorically explain and say, I know you're still doing this. Have consequences. Because people will continue doing harm to you, continue doing it because there are no consequences. And consequences are things that you can pick. You can either pick to separate. I'm not suggesting that you do so, but you can either pick to separate or have an agreement of, if this continues, this must happen. Because I cannot continue staying in this chaos and letting you harm me forever. Because there is a day you will hit that 50 years, that 60 years, and then you look back, you have never lived a day in your life. Ever. Because you allowed somebody to continue harming you because you're hopeful and you pray and you kneel to God and tell Allah, I'm praying that he changes one day, and then he doesn't. Because you know there are no consequences. Have those consequences. If you are not capable of doing it, seek help. I'll always take you back to the part of seeking help, because help from therapists, it helps you now have a clear mind of, okay, Joel, you said you have consequences, but I don't know what that means. Can we now talk so that we go deeper into knowing what to do exactly for your specific situation?
Talking here might be a little general. If you want something very tailored, personal, there's an offer for this week for 1,000 bob consultation. Yeah. 1,000 consultation this week. 5 people per day, just 5. So keep it a 5 unaeka slot here the next day, just 5 people. So 1,000 bob you can book via this number and you get a tailored session. There's another, ameuliza, what do you mean when you say it's a choice?
Nick, here I'll be very blunt because we all grown. I'm assuming we all grown ups here. There is no way any person will pick me up from this chair, take me to another woman's house, pull my pants down, give it myself to her, and then bring me back to this chair. It can never happen. It's something that you have to sit with yourself, subconsciously make that decision, get out of the house, go meet that other person, do it, and then come back. That is the choice I mean. Even if it's a woman, she will get out of the house, prepare herself, clean herself up, go to that other person, give herself to that other person, unless it is forced. It's a choice. No one has forced you to do any of that. That is why I say cheating is a choice. Too blunt.
I think you can rewrite your questions. Zingine zimepita. I don't know kama kuna zenye nimeruka. Lucienta was asking a question imepotea.
There's a new one here from Chambi. You are Chambi. Hi.
Guys, remember, hii offer iko just this week.
Yeah, only.
In fact, alikuwa very adamant to actually do it. Just this week, 1,000 bob, 1 hour session, I guess.
Yeah.
1,000 bob, 1 hour session this week. Just 5 slots per day, peke yake. Ikipita 5 inaenda the next day. Ukipita hiyo siku inaenda the next day. So you can book via this number. You just get a one-on-one session, because sometimes the more personalized it is, the more you get to be understood. Other than here, it might be just a little very general. Somebody is asking, how do you deal with someone who avoids heart-to-heart conversations because it's hard to share feelings?
People who are avoidant, it stems from their childhood. They were raised knowing that, they were raised and taught that your emotions are not supposed to be shared here. Keep them to yourself. That is how they are raised, and that's why they are normally quiet. Now, what you can do with such a person is give them a safe space to allow them to now talk to you. Because if they're not talking to you, they're not talking to a friend, there is somewhere they take their woes. There is somewhere they take their issues. And that somewhere is because that person, when they listen, they do not judge them. They just listen, give their opinion, and then leave it at that. For a partner to be able to have that conversation with such a person, you need to create a conducive condition for that person to feel safe to actually talk. Another thing you should do, never, from now henceforth, so that because you need to prepare the ground the same way we till the land before we put the seeds there so that they can germinate. You need to start from today, for the next like a week or two, start prepping him by honoring him, telling him what he does, appreciating what he does, so that he starts feeling, oh, this is a safe space. My person actually honors me. My person actually sees the things that I actually do. With that, because he has never experienced that, if that is the actual, we're generalizing some of these things, if that is the reason why he does not speak, he's going to feel safe to be there. If you have ever used any information that he has ever given you and used it against him, most likely that can also be the reason why he does not see the sense of telling you whatever he thinks, because he knows what will happen based on what transpired some time back. If that is the case, the same process works. For men are very simple creatures, by the way. Make that environment conducive enough. Give him the experience of, here you are safe, here you can be as you are, here you don't need to show up looking a certain way, here you don't need to wear jeans, put on a certain shirt, you don't need to be that. Here you can just be as you are for a period of time, and then now introduce what you're thinking about. Tell him, I've been going through this and I've noticed you're not able to share information that you want with me. You're not able to speak to me. Is there something I do wrong or I've done wrong or I did wrong some time back that you felt it is unsafe to talk to me, and then keep quiet. When you're saying it, be seated. My father used to tell us, when you want to have a conversation with somebody, sit down. So be seated. Presumably away from the person. So make sure you're not this close, because when you start touching each other, you won't talk. It will end up becoming another thing. So be across from each other in a way that you can't touch each other, so that now you have that conversation. As the man is speaking, please don't say anything. Don't say a word. Let him talk. You see the way I'm speaking and then I pause and she's not saying a word. That pause is me thinking what to say next. When you're having that conversation, just because he has paused doesn't mean he has stopped talking. Continue keeping quiet. And I know sometimes for ladies it's hard to just keep quiet because you want to say something. You want to pause. Let the guys just speak. You'll find at that point he'll relay so much information, and most likely he'll tell you the truth as to why he's like that. Like I said, so that I end this. Like I said, when he tells you, never ever 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 in your lifetime use it against him, because now he will never talk to you ever. It will end there. You can stay together for the next 20 or 30 years. He will never talk to you about anything. You'll just be seeing the guy come, do his thing, disappear, come back, do his thing. You never know what's going on in his life, yet you're together. Yeah.
So for people having relationship questions, this is a very good book to get. It's called The Vetting Files. It has all your questions answered here. But if you want a tailored session, this week peke yake, just this week, there's an offer. Ile ya kuconvince. There's an offer this week, 1,000 bob a session. Imagine, from 5K. From 5K, by then he was very adamant, but I was just thinking we can try reach more people. Because you see, sometimes the purpose is to help as much people as we can. So if you can consult, 1,000 bob, you'll get a session. There are questions here coming in. I'll just read. Kuna mwenye anasema, Lucienta anasema, silence over a month where I left at night because of his drinking. His ex-wife did the same.
That was the same lady you was talking about earlier. Or that was Alicia. Oh,
I think that was Alicia.
Yeah. So you left, she left because he was drinking too much?
Yeah, I think, I don't know, maybe you can explain more, but if I'm to understand, she's saying there's silence over a month after Amanda. Like, I guess maybe the person has not reached out. Read the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
It says...
Sometimes the answer is right in front of your eyes, but we don't want to see it. We are choosing to think of the possibility of that can't happen to me. That can't be our relationship. That can't be, because human beings like connecting what they know from their past with their current state of being. And that is what messes up relationships, because that has happened. The person has left. It's been a month. Whatever had transpired. If you live on hope and prayer that things might actually change, and then what if they don't change? Put your mind there. What if it doesn't actually change? You need to start cultivating a new reality in absentia. They are not there anymore. What do I do? Move with that direction. If they come back, there are terms and conditions for them to be allowed to come back. If they are the ones on the wrong, they are the ones who did something, there are terms and conditions. You are back, yes. You did this and this and this and then disappeared for a whole month. This is what we need to deal with. This is what we need to talk about before this happens again. That is the only way you're going to deal with that as pure, mature grown-ups.
And when you give somebody consequences, actually honor your word. Ukisema next time ukienda na unyamaze hatutaongea, maanisha unachosema. Don't just say words. You see, like for example in The Polygamist, Joyce was choosing to stay because anajiconvince. See, maybe vile ameenda kwa huyo Matipa, maybe atarudi. You see. you're convincing yourself, but you know deep within, hata instinct yako inakwambia, the reason as to why I reach out, maybe is because, and let me tell you, 90% of the time, mwenye aja reach out, akona distraction. Angekuwa peke yake angesha reach out.
Kitambo.
Akona distraction. There's somebody else in the picture, and that's why you are invisible. Ukiona amerudi, huyo mwingine kumedhoka. There are some people who like to play games like that. Anakuja huku kukidhoka, anatoroka huko, anakuacha ukijifikiria, then atarudi. So it's a game. Don't allow that. You're not a field.
Yeah. Okay. And if you're here, as we get for the next question, if you're here and you're firstborn, make sure you get this book. This book was specifically written for firstborns who are biologically firstborns and those who have an identity of a firstborn. Because firstborns go through things that they have questions but no answers to. And they don't know what to ask and who to ask. This book is for you. For those of you who are looking for a prayer, you know that one prayer that, like us, we have a family prayer that we do every night. You need to have a prayer that you understand before you get to the prayer. The prayer is on page 49. Before you get to the prayer, do you know what you're saying? Do you know why you're praying? Do you know the words that you're using? Do you know the power in the words that you're using? Do you know the power that you have before you use those words? That is this book for you. The prayer is, as I said, is in page 49, this one. Then forward. Okay? Yes.
Somebody said here anataka kutuita kwa podcast. Alienda wapi or something?
She's starting one or she has one.
I don't know. Hakusema sana. Rumbas. Nimemwangaliaje? Namwangalia na macho kali. Okay. Azuri anasema his needs are met even when we are struggling, but mine, I'm told to wait. How do I approach this?
There are people who are selfish. Like, that is a selfish person. We are being blunt on this session. That is a selfish person. Because if their needs are always met and yours are not, they might be coming from a point of the need to control. And the need to control is having authority over the person, having authority over you, Zuri. If that is the case that you have, the way to approach it is sit the person down when conditions are, I keep saying this, when conditions are conducive, not when you're having an argument, that's when you want to talk. No. When things are going well, like extremely well. My father used to tell us, if you want to have a conversation with someone, do it very early in the morning before they set out for the day. An actual conversation. Why? Their mind is not yet clogged up by what has happened, what has transpired throughout the day. Sit the person down and have that conversation. Tell them, you would rather write on a notebook what exactly you want to talk about and then present it. That is one way to approach it. Second way is look for assistance. We keep mentioning therapy sessions here. Find assistance so that we dig deeper as to why that actually happens. If he's not willing to have the therapy, you start. Because I've seen it multiple times where a woman will come for sessions and then it's a month in, she has started changing and the man is questioning, okay, something is happening here. There's a way this woman is different. What is actually happening? Then they find out she's doing therapy sessions. Then the guy shows up. When the guy shows up to that session, my dear girl, now things will be very okay. Because in this case, when the man takes that initiative to actually change, that family will grow. It will blossom for years to come.
It takes two to tangle. Even sometimes for a relationship, an argument to be heated up, it takes two. Because you can't talk to yourself. Lazima huyo mwingine anajibu. So there might be things you're doing, either knowingly or unknowingly, that are triggering something. And that's why it's important to get help. You can start yourself for you first, because you become a better person for yourself before you attract or you become a better person for somebody else. Because you can't give what you don't have. You can't give what you don't have. You can't pour from an empty cup. So refill your cup first, get your session, work on yourself. Then ataona change. Ataona, am I going to level up ama nitabaki kwa barabara? Conductor wa Thika Road nasimanga dondoka ala. There's a question here for Nick. Let me go.
You just passed that.
Oh, nice. Now, 4 people have booked for slots za kesho, imebaki 1 person. Just 1 person. 5 per day, just 5. I'm seeing 4 people have booked for kesho. Kesho ni siku gani kwanza? Wednesday. Actually, imebaki 3 days. So it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Just 3 days. So ya kesho imebaki a slot moja. Consultation is just 1,000 bob for that hour. You can get your tailored session that is more private and you can open up vile unataka, other than hapa is a little too public. The question is, we give each other space. We went silent for a whole month. Later to notice he had someone. Wow.
Yeah, the biggest mistake, giving each other space. You cannot, as an adult, you cannot give space to a relationship. You're inviting the devil into a sacred thing. You're inviting prying eyes into a sacred thing. You're inviting a very beautiful, crazy, or amazing, whatever woman or man into a private thing by giving space. Do not allow it. If it ever happens, just know that one, it's you've now planted the seed to end this relationship.
Romano Mwenda is saying anataka slot ako Mombasa.
Romano, use the number that's
use
on the
the
screen.
number. I'm just realizing 2 more people. I'm just realizing when you wanna just book, because slots are, so it's like 5, 3 days, 15 slots.
Yes,
Peke yake.
15, yeah.
Just 15 slots, because consultation is normally 5,000. If it's 1,000 bob, anguka nayo. Kitu kikuwa na offer, usicheze. Next week unaweza kosa kwa the same. Somebody is asking if the sessions are both of us. If we are both available, it will just be him unless requested. But it will just be him.
It's a request where you want to have
Me, but it will just be him.
Yeah.
It will just be him. I'm seeing another ndio hiyo imeingia. Guys, slots zimeona 3. 3. Tumeenda so kesho slots za kesho zimejaa. Slots za kesho consultation ishaja. Now, we are booking slots za Wednesday.
Thursday.
Slots za Thursday. Slots za kesho zimejaa. 5 people have already booked. You book ukikuwa mwerevu, the number is here on the screen. I hope inaonekana.
Sabalongo, we are not dating, we're married. Yeah, just to clarify that.
Okay. Attract extra cost? No. If you do on a normal either day inakuwa 5,000, there's no extra cost. You don't charge your session because it's online. But if it's physical, it's 15,000.
The details are normally on the link.
The details
There's a
are,
link in my bio on all social media platforms.
Yeah.
The details are normally there. You can even check right now
check.
we're talking.
Yeah. But if you are booking a session, there's no other extra cost. Itakuwa hiyo. Anguka na hiyo saizi, you get your tailored session. But it will just be him. It will be more personalized, more detailed. Inasaidianga sana clarity. Sometimes the only remedy inakwanga yako na kutoka kwa maisha inakwanga kidogo hivi. So you just need mtu wa kupull. Sometimes you're drowning, you just need somebody to pull you. And it's good to get sometimes help from somebody who is not biased. Not your sister, not your mom, not your father, not somebody who knows you from history. Just somebody who is not biased. It really helps. Yes, we do have kids.
Yeah, we have kids. Nick, thanks.
As we speak, I have a 7-month-old. I'm turned 7 saizi sasa. Mdogo. Na hakai. Yeah. I teach on personal branding. In case you're here and you have a business or you are looking on ways to brand yourself to become a better person for your next level as a woman or a man into corporate, into your career, I teach personal branding. You can consult me. My page is the image consultant.
There _image consultant. Yeah. You can check the videos that I've reshared on my page. You'll find it there. Yeah.
because branding is wide. Branding is wide. Sometimes you are.
She's the one who does my branding, so.
Sometimes, if you like his brand, if you like what you see on his page, that's.
She's the one who does that for me. So.
If you check Taji Luxury Events, if you like the branding, that's what I do. So, branding is bigger than just you as an individual. I'll give an example. For example, you see Tesla is a big company because it has a strong personal brand backing it, which is Elon Musk. Facebook is bigger because we have somebody like Zuckerberg backing it. So a personal brand is very important in backing your image and even your social life as a person, because it takes a lot. Sometimes we just need polishing here and there to strike better deals, to become better people, to grow into next levels. And it's bigger. It's wardrobe, it's physique, it's confidence, it's public speaking. It's very wide. So
Teko. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if there's other left questions. We have been here for so long.
Yeah, it's almost.
Does she prepare nicely?
Oh, she cooks quite well. Like I love
Swahili. I know how to cook.
I love good food. Let me put that there. I love good, well prepared, well organized food. Even the presentation, she does that. She's quite good.
You see, when you talk about branding, here, see, even at home, chakula inaserviwa in presentation.
Yeah.
Because when it's attractive to the eyes, then I want to eat it. But tukiserve vile tunaserve kwa line ya chakula ushago kwa matanga, anaweka mchele, anaweka maragwe, anamwaga soup. Hey, we are just wondering, hey, what is going on here? But you see, if it's nicely presented, it's attractive to the eyes. And so is your articulation, your presentation, your dressing. It's part of branding. So I like to make nice food. In fact, I'm very passionate about, you see this, we live every day and then we die once. So we make every day memorable, even the smallest of things. Your presentation ya chakula lazima make sense. Food must be nice food. If it's bad food, we're not having bad food. So it goes detail, excellence in every detail.
The tradition and the idea behind it is, why would I wait to go to a nice or fancy restaurant or hotel to have well-presented food when the same meat, the same beef, the same chicken that I have in my house is the same chicken that is being sold in that restaurant? Why don't we have that presented on a daily basis? Be it breakfast, lunch, dinner, be it tea, anything. It's normally well presented because we live life once. We're not waiting for the day. You know, there's so many of us who live life waiting for the day, I'll get this, that's when I'll enjoy it. No. We live life as we are doing things now. Okay? Yes. How long is the session? Somebody's asking. Sessions are normally between an hour and 2 hour sessions. So for this one that we're giving the offer is for only 1 hour. That one is for only 1 hour. And it's an online session, so it doesn't matter where you are around the world. We have it either through WhatsApp or through Google Meet or normal calls. So if you want it on video, you can do it on Google Meet. If you want it on Google Meet and you still want on audio, you can do it there. Okay?
Fast food chef. Somebody is saying, actually, we're winding up in a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Firstborn people, yeah. You've seen these books. Every time we make videos, I always have these books at the back. There are many of you who bought them. This is the one I recommend mostly for relationships, as you read that. The vetting files.
Nick Sharp Boy ni wanakaaje? What is the meaning of Sharp Boy? I'm not of Forex.
Yeah.
I told mine is mine and he answered, this is a thread. Now I understand what it means, okay? Sabalongo is asking, there was a previous question, but I think imepotea. Maybe you can ask.
Teko, bro, we are married. Okay, we went to school with.
Do you guys kosana sometimes some are smooth all the way? Eh?
As we answer that, Mary is asking how much. The books go for 1,500 Kenya shillings only. And then we can send you hard copies if you want. If you use the link on my bio, you'll get you buy from there, you instantly get a soft copy. But if you still want the hard copy, you just use the number on your screen. It will take you direct to WhatsApp. Reach out, tell me which book you want. Some of you take all of them. We send these books all over the world. All over. I've seen so many people get these together. I've seen even people buy them for other people as gifts. Because I tend to think that if somebody bought me a very interesting book as a gift.
Yes, sometimes you might not be particularly a firstborn, but you have a firstborn identity.
Yeah, that's why you get that.
So it's important. Like me, I used to have a firstborn identity, yet I'm not a firstborn. I would feel the need to handle everything because I was feeling everybody else is slow. And in our relationship, for somebody who's asked if we've always had it smooth, no, we haven't. When we started, I used to have a problem with listening. Akiongea, I'm just wondering, una try to pass authority on me? Like, do you know I'm a modern woman? Do you know I'm a modern woman in this 21st century? And he used to say, now, there was now approach. It's very important. Because you see, some people have developed, let me call defense mechanism to protect themselves based on traumas and past experiences. So you find anytime you're trying to address something, they just take it as an attack. And I remember he used to say every other time, he used to say, I'm not attacking you. I'm saying, and I want you to actually get this concept. And then he would actually clarify, when we're talking about this issue, atuongele ile, tunaongelea hii. So it took a lot of that, and learning and relearning every day. But it also takes intentionality, maze. Intentionality, bure aita work. But we used to really have, I was just wondering, hey, I'm supposed to take authority, bwana. This is very hard. It's very hard. It took some serious teaching sessions to learn. So it has not always been smooth. It's still not always smooth. It might not always be smooth, but we try to make it better every day.
I've thought about something that we used to say, where when we're having an argument and we are disagreeing, there was no threat of I'm leaving. So when the argument has come, we are not doing this because just in case I can just disappear. No. We are trying to deal with something here. Let's deal with it. It's very uncomfortable. I can tell you, dealing with arguments together sometimes, even from way back, it's very uncomfortable. But because there is an intention of I'm here to stay, we find a way to deal with it. So when I was telling her about that for her, I used to approach it like that because I could tell if I come straight to her and tell her, I don't like the way you do this. She's taking it from the corporate side of her life and looking at it like this is a worthy opponent that is talking to me. Come. But when I used to approach her like that and tell her, I'm not here to attack you. All I'm saying is, when we're talking about this, the way I would approach it, she would first calm down and actually listen. Then it took time and grace to actually be able to deal with it. I was not also the good one. Me, I had an ego the size of two elephants on top of each other, where you could not tell me. I know what I know and you can't tell me anything. So it took time to actually realize that sometimes when she's correcting me, she's not correcting me because she wants to attack me or she wants to make me feel less of a man. She's correcting me because from the way she has noticed something I'm doing and the way I talk or some things that I say. And when I actually started thinking about it, it made sense because I was like, whether she's actually right. The way she told me last week, I've seen it now. Last month she told me about something that I do here, I've seen it now. So intentionally I started to change. But to one leg out the door and the other one is in the house. Just in case this does not work out, me, I'm out. It doesn't work. It does not.
We actually had a long session. Kwanza, like those first months, we had a very long sessions of talking about relationships intentionally. Because first of all, I was coming from the corporate world. By the time I was 23, I was running a company with 18 employees. I was dealing with like senior people. Now, I come from Eldoret. Somebody else has booked again. Guys, slots zinaisha. Guys, slots zinaisha. Please book the session. Slots zinaisha. Tuko kwa slot. Bado one slot for Thursday. Bado just one slot for Thursday. Please book a slot right now. Next week zitakuwa 5,000. Msiseme
so imebakia one. So I was saying, when we met, I was coming from the corporate world. I was a serious corporate girl. By the time I was 23, I was driving. I had 2 cars. I was dealing with a fleet of almost 4 or 6 cars, because we had a serious company manufacturing bread and supplying in Eldoret and regions of North Rift. So by the time I was 23, I was sitting in boardrooms with older men. Now, if you come from Eldoret, you understand that in the Kalenjin nation, women don't speak. You keep quiet.
Yeah.
Keep quiet. Why are you speaking? By then I was even young. Even my way of dressing to the office, nilikuwa navaa hizo tops zenye ziko na, my mother says mkono break. Hizo za kamba hivi, and I'm doing a short na nimeenda kwa ofisi. For me, in that moment, I don't have any point to prove. But kumbe in the corporate world, there's a way I'm supposed to present myself to be heard. And I remember there's a day I was trying to strike a deal with a guy who was coming, tunafaa kuhire gari yake supply mikate in North Rift. And this guy is older. So nimeketi kwa ofisi, and a friend of mine comes mwenye tuna hire kwake tuk-tuk. Then amekuja, and because we know each other, he comes and sits on this side of the what is it called, office table. So this mwanaume aniongeleshi because I'm a woman, anaongelesha huyu mwanaume mwenzake, na huyu ni mgeni. I'm the one who is supposed to help you. Mi ndio nafaa kusaini contract. Mi ndio nakwambia we are discussing on these payments per month and whatnot. So being a corporate girl really shaped how I was viewing men, because I had to like really strive ndio nionekane. Like, you must listen to me. I'm 23, yes, I know, but I'm the one who is calling shots. So you see, now that attitude, bringing that into the marriage, ilikuwa inafaa, I need to tame my horns ama itakuwa tricky. Now, also I had a firstborn identity. I was like into responsibilities way younger. Tumeshaanza my projects here and there. And now you realize, because of that, it shapes the kind of person you are. I was a serious alpha female. Like, you would not tell me shit. I'm looking at you in the eyes and I'm telling you peace of my mind. If you like it, you stay. If you don't like you. So there was this aura. I am tall, I am bold, I am confident, and I know what I'm doing. And I am also a boss, but I have money. What can you tell me? So you see, that shaped the kind of person I was, right? And then to add on that, I was young. At 23, you're running a company with more than 18 employees. You're dealing with you are in a group of 64 bakeries within Uasin Gishu and regions above. Slots za Thursday zimeisha. Guys, slots za Thursday zimeisha. Book your session. Slots za Thursday zimeisha. Naona another booking imeingia. We are booking now for Friday. Imebaki tu Friday peke yake. It's 1,000 bob. Please book your session.
Mary.
Please book your session. So I was saying, so now in the corporate world, you have to be tough, okay? Now, people who are baking bread for us were older men. Wazee kabisa, maguka. Some people are like my father's age, and I have to control them. So you see, it tamed the kind of person I was. Into the relationship, hangeniambia, unaniambia nini? I know how to look for money. Huwezi niambia, what can you offer me? Kama ni gari, niko na gari. If it's driving, I know how to drive. Kama ni shule nimeenda. So you understand? Now, I was coming into the marriage as a modern woman, empowered, na sitaki uniambie, because I'm projecting, because I have had men unanidharau, na niko na pesa, unanidharau, na mimi ndio nafaa kuhaya hiyo gari, hata sasa hiyo gari sichukui. So, and then because I also had the firstborn identity, because of wanting to, do stuff for my parents back at home, be in charge. I was, parenting my brothers in school, nini. So it was tough for him to tame me as a person. It took self-examination to be able to reflect. I asked God, I am a believer, I asked God, Ebu, show me what it is like to live with me. Show me what it is like to live with me. Can I live with myself? What is it about me and I need to tame if I'm supposed to get somebody for myself for the next season of my life? Then I realized I need to work on a few things. 1K per couple,
No. I was just talking
Oh,
to
okay,
Nick and
okay.
Mary.
Okay.
Mary, WhatsApp me using the number on your screen. You get, we'll find a way to get the books to Qatar. We've sent them there before, so we'll find a way. Nick was asking whether they can get the book online.
Yeah,
Use
you
the
can
link.
get.
Either go to my WhatsApp and then Nick, I'll send you the book online so you can have a digital version, or use the link in my bio. That one will send it to you automatically via email.
Naona Nick amesema madam. That was my name. So you can imagine at a younger age watu wananiita madam.
Yeah.
If I sit in a group of directors in who have bread companies in the North Rift region, ni wazee. All of them were old, like wazee kabisa, 50s, 60s, and I'm 23. So you can imagine the kind of person I was. I was a serious alpha female. I would outrightly just say it. I remember during my baby shower, my friend cried. She was just wondering, how on earth did I get married? Because I was untamable. And
I
every friend
remember
of
that
mine
day.
he met while we were courting, alikuwa anauliza, ulitemaje huyu?
Even your
Because
brother.
even my brother was
We
surprised.
have a video by then.
My brother was surprised when they came home for Orashio. Hey, he was just wondering, huyu ndo anaenda. In fact, the whole village was flabbergasted because I was that girl.
Like,
I was
this
that
one.
girl. Yeah, but
Do you know, confessing, yeah? I was even like, at some point in my mind, I'm like, kwani huyu msichana ako aje wewe? Everybody, the brothers, the sisters, the entire village is like, ni wewe? Umechagua huyu? Hey.
at some point, there's a time he said, mi nilifika. And then my friend told her, ungejua.
Ungejua tu, and I was like,
so he was like, kwani what's
is there something I don't know?
kuna storms. You see the audacity that a lot of girls don't have. Me, I have it. I would just look at you in the eyes and tell you, you know what? You are nothing. You are nothing. You know. So it made relationships something else. And I was very unapproachable. Like people would just wonder, how do I approach this girl? I was all together. I had my schedule fixed. Like my schedule was uptight.
Hey, mom.
I wake up at
Running.
5. I go for a morning run, 15 kilometers to 10, depending on the day. By 6:30, I'm supervising production. I go back home because I was just living near the company. Go back home, go take a shower, then I come back. Naletewa report kwa ofisi, I look at it, I assign a few delegations to my receptionist. So it shaped my personality. Niko job kwa ofisi mpaka jioni. By 5, I'm leaving. I'm going to supervise my business because I had an agency, M-Pesa, in a shop. I'm going to supervise. Then I had a pickup location in town. I was busy. Utaniambia nini? You see this feminine, I was a serious one. I even told my mother, mimi by the way mtu hawezi niletea kinyoriro because I'll show them shege. So oh, I'm talking like Mrs. Mkurugenzi. And then somebody else said nafanana Judy Nyawira. What?
Abel's wife.
What?
Abel, hi.
Yeah, Maheni is right.
Yeah.
Maheni is right. So
okay. Masikio jamani ni type gani? Inaitwa cheveve. Masikio cheveve. It was, I don't know. It's that
I think
one.
cheveve is the, unaona hizo mboga zinapika mokimo? It's
Yeah.
actually seveve. The mboga is called seveve. He
So
has very good hearing.
oh, by the way, I listen. I listen. You can talk for a whole hour and I'll pinpoint what you said an hour, 30 minutes ago and pick it.
Guys,
I think I was blessed with that.
Slots zinaelekea kuisha. Friday tumebakia na 4 slots.
Pumpkin leaf.
Just 4 slots. 4 slots peke yake.
Yeah, those who not booked, the ones who are left, the sessions that are left, I mean, I even stopped counting at some point. I think we only have Friday left
We
now.
just have 4 sessions.
Yeah.
Please book your session. It's 1,000 bob peke yake. Anguka na hiyo mapema ndio best. Mapema ndio best.
I think we need to take the last few questions. Today at least and tell us whether you'd like us to have more of this so that we have them as often as possible based on availability, of course, but as often as possible so that we can be doing it together. So that I also want you to have a perspective from a woman's side, because majority of you, when you follow me, it's just the guy's perspective, but some women want to hear from the side of a woman, what she thinks. Yeah.
Emily is asking, booking is a what? So he offers coaching sessions for people. The charges are usually 5,000. And not everyone is able to afford, sometimes depending on whatever the situation is. So this week, nikamconvince actually Leo, kambia, if we do a live session, can we just do an offer? Watu walipe tao, you just do consultations for between Tuesday and Friday, yeah, 1,000 bob. Just 5 sessions per day so that as you feel overwhelmed. So people are booking consultations, it's just 1,000 bob. Then you can have a tailored session depending on what it is you're dealing with. There's another question here, I think imeenda sana. Introduce us to the books, please. Talk about the books.
Okay. So the books you normally see at the back every time I'm making videos are these ones. I know it's mirrored, but this one is called Born First. It's specifically for firstborns who are biologically firstborns and people with firstborn identities. The reason we wrote this book is I wrote it because I've seen so many firstborns go through life without having answers to questions that they ask. And the people that they ask normally don't have answers because they don't understand what that identity comes with. So we wrote this book dedicated to my sister, of course. She's called Rachel Anjiko. That's the page. But these are answers for firstborns of people with firstborn identities. Then this one is a Midos prayer. So assume you have one prayer that you can pray every day for everything in your life. This is that. But before you get to page 49, which is where the prayer actually is, on page 49, the first few pages explain what prayer actually means, what you're doing, and why you're doing it. Then the last one, this is one of my favorite books ever, The Vetting Files. The Vetting Files came about because of looking at people's lives and realizing we don't understand what to look out for when we get into any form of relationship, be it in business or in marriage. Most of us have no clue. So we don't know how to vet other people and also vet ourselves. Because the way I structure this book, all the chapters end with, and I think we need to be talking about this more on video.
Yeah.
All the chapters end with a word called file it. Before that, there is a note where you get to understand what you've read in that chapter, you get to internalize it and sit with yourself. So by the time you get to the next chapter, you've understood more about you and yourself and the person you're going to be dealing with. This is what the vetting files does for you. You can get soft copies. You can use the link that we put on my bio. It's always there. It's always available. You buy from there, it automatically sends you a soft copy on your email, or you use the number that we put on your screen. Either call or WhatsApp. Most people like WhatsApp. We'll send you a soft copy. If you want a hard copy, use the same number. The books go for 1,500 Kenya shillings each. Use the number there. Tell me where you want the book to be sent to, because we send copies to. I've seen Mary here wanted it from in Qatar. We
Nice.
send this book. We send these books to Uganda, to Rwanda, to South Africa, to so many people. Most people buy a combination of the three. Price is 1,500 Kenya shillings. It's around $40 right now. Is it 40? Yeah, around $40 right now, if I'm not wrong. Is it 40 or 4? 40. Around, I don't know. We just check on that. It's Kenya shilling 1,500.
There's also a soft copy. If you can't get the physical one, you can
Get
get
the soft
soft
copy.
It
Yeah.
will really help you go a long way.
And if you get the hard copy, I normally sign it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Nick has asked a question in Yamuliza 51,000 times. He's saying, I asked about identifying toxicity to Kalenga. And identifying toxicity in somebody's personality. I think that is something alikuwa anasema.
Now, sometimes I try to watch my words, because my wife tells me sometimes I can be too straightforward and it hurts. So there's one way to identify somebody who's toxic. You're in a relationship with a person because there is a way they treat you that makes you feel okay to be there. If anything outside of that makes you feel off, makes you become a version of yourself, and it's like you're pretending to be. Like I've seen women who they are dating. She wakes up early in the morning to go to the washroom, put on makeup, put on a wig, and then go back to bed. You're doing that so to please the person. And then one day this person is going to now dislike you because you're a version of of what you think he wants. One day it's going to change because you cannot keep doing that forever. You cannot keep pretending forever. There's a day you'll get tired and now you have to become yourself. If you're the type of person who hates makeup and this one likes makeup, it will never work. If you're the type of person who likes going out as much as possible and your partner does not like going out at any time, it will never work out, because these are two, it's like having two atoms of the opposite gender, and it does not work. So being able to identify first, before you identify toxicity, first identify who are you with that person. Are you a version of yourself or are you entirely yourself? Do you pretend when you're with the person? If there is a yes somewhere, don't try to comfort yourself. That is the truth. Once you identify that, now look for the word that you're talking about. Now the toxicity part. The toxicity will come because you're not yourself. That is the only way you notice the toxicity. Please, when you notice it, if you're still in the dating stage of it, whatever you've noticed, that this one drinks too much, this one sometimes insults me, this one sometimes treats me a certain way that I don't like. If you go ahead with that relationship and you get into marriage, marriage amplifies whatever it is, whatever character the person has. People don't change. They become what you're seeing there.
Hold that thought. Somebody called Maureen is saying she's sending 1,000 bob. Then mtu ajazie 1,500. Who is being blessed with the book? Which book are you paying for? Is it the firstborn book or
Yeah,
the
confirm for us
confirm for us which book
via
you're paying
WhatsApp,
for?
please.
The number is still the same.
Yeah, so you tell us
Just
which one.
tell us which one you're paying for na ni nani huyo analipiwa. Then now
What?
no, Nick is funny. You're actually very funny. Haya, nafanana Mumbus tena. Haya, yeah.
Hey, today you look like so many
we should
people.
look. Mumbus is Mkurugenzi's daughter.
Ah, okay. We need to call him and tell him we do a session together. Uh-huh.
So if you nani anamjazia 500 kwenye mko hapa, we are 200 people. If people send 10 bob, mtajazia mtu 500 apate hiyo book. Nani alikuwa analipiwa? Is it
Please tell us who.
Tell us who
in the
tuambie
use the
watu
number.
wamjazie.
Use the number, because we are getting too many messages and M-Pesa, so we need to know who it is for and what it is for, or the details.
Yeah. And then just so we know, we are on Friday slots. Tumesha book slots za kesho zimejaa, slots za Thursday zimejaa. So imebakia slots za Friday, 4 slots for Friday, just 4 peke yake. Because you're doing just 5 per day and it's just 1,000 bob. You can book your consultation session and have a one-on-one session with the meters. Now, how to identify a firstborn personality? Firstborn personality. Umemalizana na Nick? Identifying toxicity.
Yeah, that's the only way to identify toxicity. The way I've talked about it, you need to first identify the good side of yourself and the good side of your part of who you are with that person. If you ever find yourself being a version that is there because you're trying to please that person, you're in the wrong place. That is you actually being toxic because you're not yourself. If your partner likes speaking like us, because we don't come from the same culture in terms of language, she does not, we might not speak in Kikuyu because I'm from a Kikuyu culture, but we speak in English. Now, every time when I'm having conversations with other people around her, if I'm always speaking that Kikuyu language, I'm being toxic because it's like I'm hiding something from her. You see, being able to identify that there is a version you become with that other person to please them, that is toxicity. But if you're yourself fully, then you're in the right place. That is with the right person.
She's saying we are not being considerate. How? Like asked, yes, online sessions. Physical sessions are 15,000. 15,000 physical sessions. Physical location, office Gong Road. Opposite, yeah, opposite greenhouse. Physical session, office Gong Road. ofisi Ngong Road if you want a physical session. However, you can meet anywhere in town. It could be Kilimani, could be Westlands, could be anywhere, but physical sessions are 15,000, and then online sessions are usually 5,000 to for personalized coaching. Hii session hii tu ni mimi nimemconvince for this week. Then you can share if you want us to do this again, if you want your questions, or if you just want to deal with the needles. Somebody has said, Maureen Chep, the firstborn book, ni firstborn book inalipiwa.
Okay, please, so that we don't forget, please use the number on your screen, WhatsApp that detail. Just say, Joel, this is Maureen.
I've paid for it.
Paid for this and this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. No, it's quite confusing.
Yeah. So we don't mix up people. And also, if it's a hard copy, you tell us some details of where to send it, so that I sign it, because we always sign hard copies.
You know, a lot of people are saying I'm talking like Judy or Abel. Yeah, this
You need to call her. You need to talk to her. Have you had water?
You're funny. Sorry, what?
Have you had some water since we started?
Thank you. But we're wrapping it up.
Yeah.
I just wanted to, somebody who has firstborn identity. Come on, me, I've been having, I used to have a firstborn identity. I constantly had the need to feel I need to fix stuff. Do you know I would be called home to sort issues za shamba? Me, at 22. Wananipigia, your brother, baba ya huyo na mwingine wanataka kunyongana because of shamba. And because of the firstborn identity, I'm pulling up tomorrow in the morning. Kidogo nimepanga hapo, nimepack, nimekuja kuwa address. And I wanted to say I'm a very no-nonsense person when it comes to my mother. Don't talk to my mother with that tone. Humble yourself, sir. So you see, every time so eventually I was starting to feel drained. Got to a point I just started wondering, okay, these are adults. Can they sit and talk? Must they always call me all the time? Because you know I would have to drive. If I'm away, I'm driving like maybe how many kilometers just to, and it's inconvenience because niko na job, I have what to do, labda kesho niko na engagements. But then I just get a call home. Hii na hii imefanyika, I am going there to solve it. Firstborn identity, and I'm not a firstborn. I have senior siblings, but I would always be the one going to solve issues. I would sit older people home. I'm sitting my grandmother and kila mtu nawakalisha, and then I'm telling them, inafaa mgundue, sitaki hivi na hivi. Sitaki hivi na hivi. And then at some point it's overwhelming. We always have that constant brother mwenye anakuanga kalewa always, hataki kujisaidia. Anakuanga, they're always the victim. Maisha imemnyonga. Everything is going on in their lives and they don't have a reason to live. And you're always salvaging them every time. Until it gets to a point now it's draining and you can't do it anymore. That's a firstborn identity. First, you don't have to be a firstborn. You can just be having an identity of a firstborn. You're always handling stuff. You always have a lot on your shoulders. And I remember I used to have shoulder aches. Do you know it's as practical as that? If you're always feeling unaumwa na mabega, you are carrying a lot, literally. You need to get a session. Hii kitabu is very detailed. Born Fast. It's deeper than the movie Monica. For those who watched Monica was very triggering. It was very triggering. And sometimes you realize as a firstborn, life will pass you by. And even the people you sacrificed for, the people you went over and above for, they will ask you to likuuliza. You have bought pikipiki, umemnulia pikipiki, umemfungulia movie shop, umefanyia ABCD, EFG, and they are still ungrateful. Akilewa anakupigia na audacity na entitlement. Unanitumia hizo pesa ama utumi? Ni sasa nimekwama hapa ninachapwa bure. And you see, this is something amejipeleka. Firstborn identity. You can notice in patterns, and then eventually, and then I used to have guilt in spending on myself. I have money, I'm accessing money, I have like serious connections, but kujispendia, I'm just wondering, ningetumia fulani yake. I think ameteseka. I'm thinking I should save my grandfather, I should save my grandmother, I should save my entire generation because they're all suffering. It's a firstborn identity. And if you don't sort it, it can drain you. Una realize life is passing you by and everybody maisha yake inaendelea, but wewe ndo engine ya kushikilia maisha ya mtu. So then it gets draining. Una realize you are remaining with nothing. You never have savings. You're always giving. You're giving your emotions, your heart out. You're pouring and pouring and pouring. Hadi una bleed and they are still taking.
And you see, if you don't have discipline, takers have no limits. They will take.
Yeah,
They will take. Please, they will take.
always.
So if you don't have limits,
People
you
will
might
drain you
overgive.
dry
They will drain you dry.
and not
So
care.
get this book. It will really help you. From somebody who has had that identity, I know what it feels like to be a Monica. And people are very ungrateful. Because if you drop dead, life will move on. Watakuwa sawa. So
Yeah. So I think we're coming to an
Mm-mm.
end as we read maybe the last few things.
COVID friendly.
Yeah, Leila, that's what we're talking about. So the sessions that we're talking of this week, we're giving an offer of 1,000. So 1,000 is in the amount, 1,000 Kenya shillings for those of you who are not using Kenya shillings. For this week only, we've already had slots for tomorrow and Thursday. So you only have maybe 2 or 3 for Friday. Okay, so that's what the offer we're giving you. After that, we're going back to the normal sessions. Okay, unless she has a very convincing tongue and look. So we'll see from there. Yeah. New here, you're asking what is happening. Welcome to the Mythos. Welcome to the Mythos. Yeah. Leila, you're welcome. Yeah, this session was interesting. Now, before we go, I need to know whether we can do this again, because I would love us to do this again, because next week we started a business school. So next week on 7th, that's the first day we're going to have the class. It's called Africata Academy. At Africata Academy, we're teaching business development and growth. So that is specifically for business people. So if you want details on that, you can use the handle of at Africata Academy right here on TikTok or anywhere else, or reach out via the number on your screen. So that one is purely on business growth, business development, and growth strategy. It's a class that is going to go for exactly 8 weeks. And when I say the two, we are going to be dealing with everything that you need from inception of business to the scaling point. That's what we are teaching in that. That's about that. Yeah. So as we are ending this, any other
And if
thing?
you are here and you'd like to book a session for someone, you might not need it, but somebody else wants a session, it's good to be your brother's keeper. Squeezy Kenyans, I like our latest social media self. And if I can't do something for myself,
We can assist
I
somebody
can
else. Yeah,
assist
it's an
somebody. So you
amazing
can
thing.
book it for, it's really good. Because kuna mtu mwingine ako kwa vaji ya give up nini, you understand? So
Like
it really
Mary,
helps.
somebody bought here a book
Really,
for someone.
else.
Mary something.
It tells you about their cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for today, I think
Stumbled on the most important part.
Celine, hi. So for today, we'll have this. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Yeah, tomorrow we can have this again. Tomorrow will be a bit more structured. We had some questions, but now we decided to
Decided to go with the flow.
go with the flow of the questions that you have. If you have any questions that you'd want us to answer tomorrow, if you're not going to be in that session, ask. Okay? Yeah, marriage will blossom. We will make sure we pray and we will make sure we do it. We make this work. And I'll say something small about that. Just because it's popular doesn't mean that's the reality.
Yeah.
So just because it's propagated online that this does not work doesn't mean everybody's marriage does not work. Sometimes we keep it quiet because the minute you put it out there,
there's a lot of negativity.
Yeah, the level of negativity, you're like, it's not worth it. Okay.
You don't have to have a perfect marriage. You just need to have one that is working.
Yeah, make it work.
Because we are two imperfect people in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Okay. Now, as we go, thank you for tuning in. Nick.
Nabasa is saying you are his sons look alike.
Ah, interesting. Nice. Yeah, Nick Mosetti, thank you.
You fight? Yes.
Yeah, we fight.
We disagree.
Not physically. We don't. That we never do, ever, and it will never happen.
But we disagree. We even go to bed at tujaongeleshana leo.
And this one sleeps
kesho
looking like
but
this
the
side.
good thing is when we wake up in the morning, mnafaa tuongee because he needs to. If he's around, if he's not leaving, he needs to. Kuwa na session na mtoto. So utachukua mtoto ende umvalishe. will change. So we must talk because now there's a common factor, please. Now, session ingine higher. We are almost 3 slots remaining now. 3 slots remaining for Friday. You can book for somebody. It's just 1,000 bob to consult, but by next week it will be 5,000.
Moseti is asking whether I do personal mentorship. Now, what I do is even better because what I have for private and personal mentorship is we have programs. So I coach on specifics. If it's for leadership, like right now we're doing, I think I have a few programs. One is on leadership and another one on scaling. So what happens is people come in and you're looking to structure your life or you're looking to structure your business, but you need a coach to take you through that. So we create a program for you for either a month or 6 weeks. We never really go beyond 8 weeks unless it entails a lot. So we work on that program for you. So we tailor it for you and work on it from day one. Normally it's two hours per week, unless we need to do something extra so that we have time. The beauty of it is we tailor it depending on where you are in terms of location. So if you're in the US and maybe here you want to have your session early in the morning, and for me it's in the afternoon, we can do that. Sometimes you have sessions at night. Sometimes you'll go to bed and I have a session here because the person, wherever the person is, to them it's during the day. So depending on what we are doing and where you are, we can tailor it for that program and the mentorship, Moses, and anybody else who's looking at that. For that program, the details for you to get that, use the number on your screen so that because we have to talk so that I understand what exactly you're looking at for the mentorship or the coaching for the one-on-one. We can do it either online, if you're here physically, something that we can make arrangements for. Okay? Sawa. So let me see, there's something. Read with me. Read with your name. Somebody here is calling themselves read with your name. Yeah, interesting. Your words sharpen me in different ways. Humble there. So for today, I guess you guys, I'll see you tomorrow in the evening. Okay. This was interesting.
Ah, gosh. 3 roses for the queen. Yeah. Thank you. Salute.
We'll see you guys tomorrow in the evening. Tomorrow I think we should start earlier. Today we started a bit late. Can do it at 8. So she's there. She'll make sure I will keep that time.
Thank you, Teresia. He's saying yeye na partner wake chats ni video zako.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Wow. That's nice.
Hi, Laila. Thank you.
Lilac, yes. When you come here, ask. If you can't and you want something private, book that session. That offer we are giving right now, if I was you, book it, because after that session, I've seen a lot of people have clarity, because our sessions they're very deep. I take you to way back to when something started, even from childhood sometimes to where it is now, so that before you make a decision, you know exactly what the consequence will be, which is the best thing. That is why we call ourselves identity coaches. For personal branding, talk to her. She's the one who does all this personal branding for me that you see all over the place. So talk to her. Her page is the @_image consultant. If you forget, go to the shared, it's called reshared videos, reposted videos on my page. You'll find her there. Quite a number of interesting talks. And if you have a company and you're looking to rebrand, I'll advise you talk to her. She does it for me. She does it for Taji Luxury Events and Academy. She's the one who does all that. So talk to her. Okay. So for today,
I'm a senior Gen Z. Peace out.
Is there a good way to say goodbye? No. Adios.
Yeah, good night. See you guys tomorrow, I guess.
Oh, you're Mua. I'm a Mua, by the way. What is a Mua?
Makeup artist.
Oh, okay. So me, you don't know these things. Okay, guys. Good night. See you tomorrow. And if you've not texted us on WhatsApp and you've paid for a session, please do so. That number.
Yeah. Ndio tukwambie masaa.
Yeah, because we don't want to come back here tomorrow and say,
Yeah.
oh, I paid and we didn't.
Yeah, reach out and
Reach out,
forward
okay?
your...
See ya tomorrow. Tin, 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 tin.